Wake up in silence, turning our face an empty bed. There's no one besides me, and I try to remember what I've said. I can see glass all in my room. I'm searching for answers. Why did you leave? What did I do? Oh, can we turn back time so we can redo last night? I think that I messed up, but it's all erased from my mind.
A picture we took many years ago, when I said to you we would never grow old. Messages I've saved
Belby's gonna go in. He's gonna E. He's gonna get the W. He does no. He gets immediate asshole himself to try to stave off disaster. They are able to get some damage onto the Mord, and Belby is able to kite away a little bit. The Elise shuts down the Mordekaiser. There goes the poor Zeri into the team, and now we see Clinical actually going to pull this out. Looks like.
Hey, come here, come here.
Come.
I'm Alton 2.
I'm not there. I'm not there. I should have just kept pushing stop. Oh, the bad time! Easy!
Oh, it's falling!
Isa is down there with it. Will they chase? Oh, they are going to chase. They are saying, let's take this fight now. Ornhorn and the... oh, everybody's here. We see the Atrox coming in from behind. He's going to land his Q. Down goes the Orn onto the Nautilus. The Nautilus secure, killed by the Swain. Now onto rooting down this Wukong and killing the Wukong with a double with the Swain.
And Seraphine had teleport from the beginning. Seraphine should have been in that fight as soon as it started.
Here we go. We do see them going back in for this dragon. Immediately, Pharma and Faster onto the dragon from behind. We see the Maokai ult coming in. We see them into the pit, getting the damage on there. They are trying to get Crow down. They are trying to get Pharma. However, the Maokai does fall. The Hybrid steals the Drake there, and they're able to get the shutdown on the Caitlyn. Hello to some people. I'd like to talk to you about your extended warranty. We do see the cube coming out. We do see the Wukong landing his ultimate with the Seraphine charm coming out on top, able to get the double kill out. We do see Swain entering the fight. However, the Swain is on the backside and is going to be run down here in a second. The reset from the Trist is going to come here. The Scion Q landing on the Swain. Coming out from the Seraphine. The Scion is going to land the ultimate on the Swain. The fight is engaged. We do see the Tristana coming in from the backside. We do see the Swain getting in the middle there, and the Zac with the charm from the Seraphine. Oh my goodness, the damage is coming out, and health bars are melting on top of that one.
Not in this fight yet.
Starting with the Ashe ults, Volibear ulting in. Oh, it's gonna be a fight now.
Okay, so they are picking this fight. Clinical's front line is getting very low. Starter's in the side, just waiting. But Mordekaiser goes ahead and pulls her in. Not taking it to the Shadow Realm. Unfortunately, Ashe and Brand are still both alive. Tristana is gonna come back in for the Caitlyn kill. But it is melting, and they need to get into this pit now if they have any hope of stopping or stealing this.
Oh,
they weren't unable to do either.
They all avoid the Seraphine ult. We got the set.
The Ornhorn goes down. They are just trying to disengage, and they're not even trying to fight. They're trying to disengage. Mordekaiser is on the Volibear. Volibear does not have the flash. He does not have the ultimate. He is going to go down here. The only people who have the Baron still are going.
Get Shelly to at least rebound and take the tower. The Graves is caught out and is going to be killed and collected here. Meanwhile, Viego is coming in, dashing through with the reset, gonna land the thresh hook, and then run away. He is gonna try to steal, however, steal doesn't work. Lover's Quarrel is coming out. Sedge is all alone. Zaya is not there. He does splash. Here comes the Echo to collect the kill, and the damage is going to come out. The Ornhorn is going to come out and land on 2, but they are on the run. They do not want to be here. Here comes the damage coming out from the Poppy. Poppy is going to get her way to victory. Sedge is going to walk right in this team. He is going to eat a stun, but they are not really scared with just these 3 here versus the 4. And so we do see some posturing. Sedge does land. The root comes down on top.
Wow.
The catapult is coming out from Pharma, keeping him alive just temporarily. But finally, the Wukong does kill him. Fast Beyond Light is on the run. Double kill for the Wukong. The Urgot is by himself. The Urgot is going to claim the Rakan, but not able to get to the Varus. Kind of peeling around. Mordekaiser is going to pull some of the Zaya in, but the Zaya does kite away. The ultimate kind of misses on this one, and the set is able to punish correctly. Azir is running for his life. He's not going to get away, and the Brum is forced to go back. The Sedge is on the run, and just as we talked about, the Zaya got too close.
GG this time that they're running Dre.
Echo catches out the Ash, ultimates, and walks away. The Zac is going to get late to the party, but again, Echo able to punish. Meanwhile, here comes the Alawi. Here comes the ultimate being laid down. Zaya is just going ham here. They can't get to her. The Zac finally gets on top of the Zaya, but the Zaya is just sitting here melting people in the background. The Triss jumps over the wall with the Ziggs. Ooh. Renata gets out of position, steps in, and one set, you need to respect that Kaisa. Now here comes the engage on the side. Nefiri is going to catch Belarus. She does ultimate to avoid death, but now Kilgar is the tank. He's in play. Zac is able to leap past the entire team and claim the life of the Zaya. On the damage there, but Oni is coming from the side with Waps, and Waps immediately is going to leap in the 4. Doesn't care, but Waps is going to get deleted. Chronosphere is out. The damage is coming out, but Asa is able to escape because they don't have the Triss. And Scarlet, the Scarlet is the feathers are flying. Oh my goodness, Zuri is going to here on the side. Oh, here comes the Rel. She is going to go in, land a 4-man stun, and now the Oni on top, and here comes Waps. Nico is going to land her ult, and down goes Rel, but the damage coming out of Waps, Wrath is going to claim the Nico, and now get caught at, and now Aphelios is here to the party. Force him out, but now you have the Gwen, who's just going to jump on top. The Ornhorn is going to come out and is going to knock up Kobita, but they don't care. The Kaisa is just here in the back. Daz, though, catches the Kaisa out, and she is going to claim the kill. Mumu re-engages with the Gwen, but unable. You realize how getting that vision in there, and now we see the Twitch immediately starting to fight. Kabuto's going to knock him up in the air, and the Twitch is going to ultimate on top. He is going to get a lot of work.
Dragon is started, like, all of our KTs here. Silas goes in, he has to Zalius for the damage coming out. Ash does pick up Rakan, but Jace picks up Ash. And Jace also picks up Silas. At least try. Oh, the charm landed on the side on it. And then Ash picks up again. There's the Gen ultimate, but doesn't help. Now boys in the oh man, and he's just getting
the towers are falling so fast.
Well, that was nice. Down to 2 auto attacks.
Oh, real nice. And now they're looking at the game. This could be it. They have the Baron buff. They have ultis. That's pretty exhausted.
Oh my god. I wonder if this guys would happen, but well, everybody kind of got popped. Okay, the fight is starting. Dragon tries to start it. The Aphelios ultimate goes down. He does hit 3 people. Doesn't matter. Zaya is playing it too safe. Does not want to get caught. The Yoda is off to the side. Can he get the ultimate? Can he get the kill to the Zaya? He gets one with Rakan. but the whole team turns on him. Billy goes down. Orange is soloing the real Andy Imperium.
Wow. A lot of videos, a lot of excitement. I am Astroglider. I am joined by ZQ129. Again, Vish is our stats and our behind the scenes and Soulkeeper for production. Are you ready for the finals tonight, ZQ?
I am ready to get started. Last week we had an amazing semifinals match I was privileged to cast. It was exciting. We went to all 5 games and hoping we see that again tonight.
All right, well, let's get down to it. Tonight we have a banger. We have DYNT going up against RKG. Obviously, of course, RKG, Slayer, and top killer on the leaderboard with 102 kills. And then, of course, the KDA champs of Toxic Koopa and Kobita topping the charts there. So a lot of kills, a lot of fights. These guys have been crazy all season long. Slayer, only one with a Penta. I'm hoping we're going to see another Penta from tonight, but I'm expecting a change of pace here and just everyone trying to ban out Slayer and no Zaya, no Kaisa, no Ash. What do you think, Zeke? You think they're gonna commit to fully banning out Slayer and making sure somebody else has to come up big for them?
I hope so. Slayer's been a big threat in the previous games. So if they don't target ban him and make their life more difficult, I can see him running away with the game.
Why is there mid diff? This is important. Why are you guys gonna be judging on my shirt? All right, mid diff is a thing. All right, and when you suck like me, you have to carry me. So there's always a mid gap there. We're mid diff. It's okay, guys.
Wait, so you're in the other end of that mid diff, is what you're saying?
Yeah, usually. All right, well, guys, as you know, our sponsor tonight, Coachify GG, is a new platform for esports coaches to track their students to grow their businesses with 0 commissions and free to join, and the new PayPal integration. It is a perfect tool for coaches who want to level up. So make sure give a shout out to our Coachify folks who have been a wonderful sponsor, and we do appreciate them this split. And hopefully, we'll get some coaches and more in depth from them next split as well. What are you looking forward to tonight the most, CQ? What really stands out to you going into this match?
Well, earlier, Soul and Vish kind of let us in a little secret. And that kind of secret is Kazuha from Dynasty. Apparently, we must make it known that she outhands everyone, and her eye coordination is just super fast. So that's something I'm hoping to see more of in this series, and seeing if Kazuha can actually outhands everyone, as they say.
Well, you know, as a Cassiopeia main, I would like to see if she does have those hands. I'd like to see her work on her QE combination, getting Noxus down with the miasma and go to town. But we haven't really seen anybody play Cassiopeia. I think we saw her one time pulled out against and run to really great effect against RX, against Clinical, and actually took a game off of Clinical when it was ran. So have seen it. And yes, I was going to. You knew I was going to be mentioning it. And Oni, I will not let you play Belvath ever again. I'm just saying, I will ban it and your kindred, and we will make you play something else. So with that, they are getting ready on the Rift pretty quickly. I know they are. There were some issues with the logins. So they were trying to work through that, and folks were trying to get in the client with the issue there. But it looks like all the players are going to be getting in here momentarily. Like I said, I'm expecting bans on Slayer and make either Kazuga High Vibration, somebody else step up and force them to play through somebody else rather than Slayer taking control of the game. So I'm expecting 3 bans on him. And then on the other side, it's kind of all over the place. It's really kind of hard to ban some of these players out because their champ pools are so big. But where do you think the focus will be on banning out some of either Juice Pack or Outrage, or do you think they go and just kind of ban out more ADCs?
Like you said, I do think the main focus of the night is gonna be the Slayer Ints ADC matchup and the Kazuha mid. That's kind of what I want to look at. But if we're talking about the jungle camps from Juice Pack, I see lately he's a lot of Xin Zhao games, Vi, Maokai. All of those are really strong, high priority picks that I've been seeing played a lot. And with the recent Xin Zhao buffs, I know he can take over games and kind of become a monster. So if they do decide to go that route, I want to see a lot of high level plays with the Xin Zhao, a lot of solo kills, a lot of action.
All right. Well, I'm a Trundle player, so I like for them to pick Xin Zhao because I'll play Trundle into it all day long and completely pillar that and make Xin Zhao useless. But we'll have to see if there's any Trundle plays. Vish did bring up that we would like to congratulate Apathy for being the official coach GG making it to the finals and getting that $100 coach prize. I want $100 coach prize. Can I coach a team? Is that's possible? I just gotta. Oh wait a minute, I gotta win. Never mind. That won't be.
Uh oh, that's the hard part, right?
That is true. Coaching is easy. Coaching to win is definitely slightly more challenging. Be fun. Yes. I've been pointed out. I should have to become an official coach, and then win. You're right. I'm doing it incorrectly there. Thank you, Vish, as always, for the correction. So, as we're getting ready here on the Rift and this draft ZQ, we've kind of talked about some of the jungle changes. If I'm going to ban out Slayer and stuff, it does mean that we're leaving things like the Ivern open, which we've seen a lot. We've seen the Maokai come out quite a bit. And then obviously, with Xin Zhao being that strong, we might see some Trundle counterplay. Vi really is kind of a mixed results. I haven't seen a lot of teams go all in on Vi. I mean, she is kind of an all-in champion. So when you're trying to play with the Vi, you have that all-in comp. You've got that, you've got that girl diving into the back line. But if you don't have the follow through with that team and you're playing a poke comp, which we've seen some folks try, then it doesn't kind of work out. So I'm kind of with you. I think we might see Xin Zhao. I would love to see a Trundle counter into it. And I'm tired of seeing Tristana mid when Cass is available, and I know Cass absolutely dominates a Trist matchup, and folks just kind of don't go with that matchup. And I'm tired of seeing Syndra. Somebody ban Syndra. I don't care which side, just I don't want to see Syndra anymore. I hate playing against Syndra. I hate her as a mid because it then forces me to play something I really don't want to play, like a Kassadin or a LeBlanc or something, because you have to get close to the Syndra to make her pay for her missing her combos. But who do you think who you take in if we discount records, we discount picks? Who do you want? Who do you like more going into this first game? ZQ, where are you leaning to?
Oh, that's hard. If we have to discount the games I saw last week from Royal Knights Gaming, they played a phenomenal series. Zeri Toko is actually kind of the highlight player in that series, making a lot of plays, drawing a lot of bans. But if we have to discount that, I would say Dynasty Tigers has my vote and my hopes for winning the series.
All right. Well, see, I'm with you on that one. I think when we're looking at banning out Slayer, it means that Play Better gets to play that Swain, he gets to play that Seraphine, he gets to play that Ari, and we'll have to kind of see what Kazuha has in store against playing with some of those combos, and if she's ready to counter those. Obviously, with the Ari, you can play the Syndra into that particular matchup. The Swain, there's a couple matchups there that you can kind of match up and play against that Swain. Folks love to try to play that Yasuo and that Yone into that Swain matchup and pray their jungle gets them a lead so they can carry the game because they always just need that little bit of help, right?
That's very true. And I'm just seeing now actually that Kazuha is also a big fan of K-pop. I don't know if she plays the Seraphine mid lane, but Seraphine's been a traditionally strong mid laner in competitive play. Does fit that theme with K-pop, and if she loves K-pop so much, I hope she can represent a little bit there.
We have seen some big Seraphine ultimates coming out of some of the mid players to really set up some of the wombo combos for team fights. So I wouldn't be surprised, depending on what play better wants to play, that they might try to ban out the Seraphine or counter pick it. But we'll have to kind of see what's going on here. We are getting ready for draft. This is game one of the finals. Who do you think first ban is going? Let's play a game. First ban. What are you taking for first ban?
Definitely for DYNT, I'm hoping to see a Maokai ban. Maokai's a really strong first pick for blue side, and if that's left open, I can see them picking that first.
All right, so they do come out. RKG immediately comes out with the J4 ban. J4 is a kind of a strong early game jungle. It kind of falls off in the mid to late game, but he does have a strong early game presence, able to get as early as a level 2 gank if he really wants to go into a flag drag combo immediately for an additional knockup. So targeted ban, you correctly called out the Maokai ban coming out there. And then we're seeing the Camille being banned out. Interesting from RKG, targeting the jungle and the mid, or jungle at top in this particular case, and leaving open kind of the range of Slayer to play what Slayer wants.
Yeah, and I'm a bit surprised by the Camille as well, but strong jungle bans coming out with the Jarvan, Maokai. Olaf too could be played jungle or top lane. Those are all really strong champions. I've been seeing a lot of competitive play recently. So good takeaways. Camille, it has to be a target ban, I suppose. They're worried about outrage.
So the Olaf ban is interesting. Given his state, he's not as great as a top laner as he was with the nerfs he kind of ate in the last prior patches. We do see the Ashe. She's been a frequent target of a lot of these teams' bans. She is very flexible. Can play the support. Can play the ADC, and then the Mundo ban out. So Slayer's going to have his pick of the Kaisa or the Zaya. We'll have to see if RKG is going to put more emphasis on the Swain or the Zaya. It looks like they do elect to get that Swain in as the first pick. This can be a flex pick for them, but I don't think I've seen it in the hands of their ADC down bot at all yet. So we'll have to see if they're going to flex that at all or remain in the mid. Now, DYNT, they can take the levers combo if they want. The Zaya is there with the Rakan if they so choose, or they can take the Kaisa.
Oh, the Rel. And I fully expect the ADC to be locked in here next. Rel's a good flex pick and do it jungle or support. I haven't seen as much in jungle lately, but it's still viable from what I know. And being able to have that flex opportunity while locking the ADC second here could be really strong, especially when we're not sure where that Swain is going.
Yeah, the Rel jungle lost some speed with the clear, with the changes, but she's still effective. We do see the Kaisa coming out from DYNT. This can be run in the middle, but I think we've really seen Slayer kind of shine with this particular pick. So I would expect this to be going to ADC's way as not going to the mid. But now RKG, now they have the ability. They can take the levers combo if they want, but instead taking a top Darius blind. Wow.
And RKG is kind of surprising me with their picks right now. The Swain lock in, the Darius locked in the first half so early into the draft is a bit unusual. But if RKG top laner says he wants Darius, I'm giving him Darius. He put an outstanding performance last week, and let's hope he can make it work.
So they do take the Zaya. The Darius, I think, is a very, very interesting pick. You're picking it blind. It gives DYNT a lot of information about what they want to do with it. They do opt to take the Gangplank, interestingly enough, as their option here. You used to be able to flex this mid, so they might be looking to flex it mid against the Swain or trying to track it, or they obviously they can put it on top. Gangplank, kind of loses the first couple of ones, kind of levels to Darius, but as the game goes on, obviously, that power of that comes out. We do see the lovers combo kind of being broken up here. The Rakan is going to be banned out. I was surprised it didn't pick the Rakan in the first rotation. I thought that would have made more sense than the Darius and getting the lovers combo early, but DYNT is like, nope, we're not allowing this to come out for them. And now I know with the Darius coming out, now we can see maybe some more top bans. They do looks like they're going to take the Xerath out. Not certain Xerath fits into this team comp here, but Xerath can be problematic early on with the amount of poke able to get out there. So Zach also being targeted with a ban here on the jungle side, which does leave still. You could take, Ivor in here as well. Will fit into this particular comp that's been left on the table. Obviously, the Vi we talked about earlier. The Sedge is still available there, so some beef still available. Ooh, the Yone coming out. So not wanting to have that particular matchup into the Swain and taking the Yone out, not allowing that to be played. So no Yone in the Swain this evening.
Right. And I think DYNT were really smart with their bans here, banning the Rakan and Zach. Having more engaged from RKG is really hard to play into. They may try to play for more disengaged, like I was thinking, locking in that Thresh, and just trying to kind of poke him out, stay away from that Swain ulti. It is a very strong ultimate.
And now RKG is going to be forced to kind of show their hand on where ultimately, if the Swain is going to be support or if the Swain is going to be mid. Now that we kind of know where they're, unless somehow Darius jungle has come back into the meta. But yeah, that question's answered with Mumu now being locked in. Although Mumu, we've seen a couple of folks flex that bot and play the Mumu in the support. So I can't say 100% because we have seen a bot, but DYNT, they've got the Thresh, they've got the Gangplank, they've got the Kai'Sa, they've got the Rel. They've got tons of damage here. It does kind of indicate that the Rel is going to be in that jungle spot. Obviously, with the Thresh down support, unless something crazy's happened, and Thresh is now top. But we're not playing against Frosted Crow, and I think he's the only one crazy enough to still run Thresh top. We do see Soraka being picked up. So Sustain to go with the two big boys and the Swain there. So definitely somebody's going to be getting some heal cut soon for DYOT to cut down on some of this heal that's going to be coming out with the beef they got. Let's look at what they're going to do with this last pick. Then I would expect maybe. Well, I was going to say Syndra, but now we've got the Silas here. Okay, so we can take the Mumu ult. You can take the Darius ult doesn't work so well, and then obviously the Swain ultimate there. So the Silas does look like the pick. A little bit of some spice in that DYNT combination here. The RKG kind of team fight looks really great here, but I don't know how they deal and get to this Soraka.
I sort of agree with you. Real Knights Gaming have a really strong 5v5 team fight comp, but I am excited for DYNT and what they've drafted here. These are very high skill level champions with great potential to carry and kind of get ahead throughout the game. So I'm hoping if they can find these leads and get ahead, they can snowball this game. But if they're not able to do that, if they're not able to find those leads, if Silas isn't able to make some crazy outplays and Rel isn't able to get his laners ahead, it's going to be really rough for them with RKG just having the better 5v5 straight on.
Yeah, the early game certainly favors RKG at this point. They have the sustain with the Soraka. They have a ton of ways to get into this fight. They got the Swain, they've got the Mumu, they've got the Darius if they want to push it. And then on the DYT side, how do you respond? Can Silas get the correct ultimates? Can he steal early? Can the Thresh get the hooks on the right targets? Is really going to determine, because Zaya's just going to be able to back off and Soraka's going to be able to back off. So it's going to be a very kind of interesting combination here at DYT. They want to get to that end game. They want to get to that Kaisa for item spike with that gangplank where they can just delete targets, but they've got to survive. They've got to make it that long. And so this early game is going to be kind of interesting to see how they stay away from the RKG fight. Which looks kind of scary on paper here. So we'll have to kind of see how that plays out. Obviously, predictions should be going up. If they are not already, make sure you get your predictions in. Momo, you better be here. I need to get your points back. You still have some of my points, sir, and I would like to have them back. Oni as well, I will take your points. Please bet stupidly so I can have them. All right, ZQ. Final thoughts here as we getting set. Does look like standard, nothing crazy. Mumu is going jungle. Rel is going to be the jungle, and they're not doing anything crazy with that Thresh here. What are you taking?
I'm definitely taking Royal Knights Gaming here. I had the pleasure, like I said, of casting them last week. Zeratok in the top lane was an absolute menace. Him getting the pick he wants on this Darius, I think it can really change the game. And the fact that RKG have such a simpler comp to kind of execute, that has me leaning towards their favor and them taking this first game here.
All right, so we do getting set up here. I don't think Slayer's lost on Kaisa. Vish might have to pull the stats on that for me, but I don't think we've seen Slayer lose a Kaisa game. I think every time Slayer's been given Kaisa, he's been able to. So the fact that he's been denied that and Dynasty has it, I don't know what Toxic record is on the Kaisa, so I'll be kind of interested to see. No, on Slayer's Zaya, I don't think Slayer's lost on Zaya either. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what the stats are for the two ADCs and what their stats are specifically on those. I'll have to see if I can pull them up. I think the longer this game goes, the more this is going to favor DYNT. I think RKG has a much easier game to go with here. It's just a matter of, can they close out this game early against DYNT to solidify. But I have to bet against Oni and Momo, so I need their points back. So points are in. I think Oni has put all his points in on Dynasties, which means I am forced to put all my points in on RKG. So the fireworks are getting started here on the points this evening. Game 1 of the finals, and I'm going to be out of points here at the end of this. I feel. But we'll have to see. All right. Well, with that, ZQ, we got nothing further else. We'll go ahead and go into break before we get into the Rift.
Awesome.
I never send, 'cause I don't know you, but I used to back then. I remember that I was drunk out my mind when we kissed for the first time. In the back of your car, we passed out counting stars. Promised all these years we'd pack our things and disappear. I never thought I would see you here after all this time. my mind. Would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time. Words spill out of your mouth. You wish you were someone else. I miss you, but I know you miss your old self too. Silver once golden. There's only so much holding on. You can take when your mind's at stake. Oh wait, do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Some things I can't fix feels heavy on your chest. I wish I could carry the weight all on my back. Colors now faded. There's only so much hoping that I can do, but I'd rather lose than lose you. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you.
All right, welcome back. Game 1, DYN versus RKG. Here we go. I'm not expecting anything crazy, right? We're not going to see an invade here off to the start. Just looks like some standard 5-pointing setup.
30 seconds.
Are you
until
ready,
minions
Ezekiel?
spawn.
I am. I couldn't be more excited. And as we had votes come in, it looked like most people were heavily in favor of RKG. So let's see what they can do here in these early levels or that early advantage you're talking about on these champions, and see if they can find a lead.
Yeah, I mean, you get the early lead. You put the game in the hands of Slayer, who's been phenomenal. You got him on a comfort champion with the Zaya. They didn't target ban it. They just basically said, here, we'll trade the Zaya for the Kaisa. And so now we're kind of putting it into the hands of our ADCs. I am interested to see on this Darius, the Zaratoka versus the Outrage up top on how that's going to work. But here we go with Rel and GP getting cheeky over here on this top side.
Right, and you can see right here the rel starting on this blue buff, and we have the bottom side Amumu start. We'll see if Amumu notices that. I don't know if they had the war there, or if they were able to see rel starting his blue and he's going to do some cross map plays, or if he's just going to show up there to his entire blue set missing.
Yeah, I think it went unnoticed. I don't think they got any vision. We will see the level 1 there from the Silas. And remember with those creeps, saying that damage adds up real quick. I don't think he's going to like that trade there when it's all said and done. He's going to be chunked out pretty well here. And we do see right away, Mumu is not going to get the information and is going to lose that first camp. Look, coming out from the Kobita and Toxic, and the damage coming out because they were able to get level 2 there really quick and push the tempo there with that poke. So A lot of damage got eaten by that Soraka there. And
Right.
now we're going to have to play a little bit more careful here. Silas, again, coming in, trying to chunk into this Swade early and push it, knowing that Rel was able to get that early buff stolen, and now Mumu is going to find out real shortly that there's
His
nothing
blue
there.
buff is gone. Oh no, where'd it go? Right, and Koi on this Soraka taking this early trade. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Could be a bit bad for this bottom lane, but we'll just see how it's played out. I mean, they're healing really fast. They're healing a lot. But that trade is still substantive, and this Soraka not having the HP to heal up the Zyra, that's not exactly what you want there.
No, it'll even out when I get to 4, as long as she can avoid getting a hook. Slayer able to dodge this time, but the Flay does come back and pops a little bit. Slayer does take a little bit of extra damage there, and in the mid we missed a combination coming out there from Silas. Now the pings are coming out. Mumu knows that he's now behind a little bit with his buff missing, and the Rel and the ping is coming out there to secure that scuttle. That's going to force Mumu to go all the way around or to teleport back, knowing that he can't contest it. So he is going to teleport back. This does mean that Rel is going to be able to get the both scuttles and then go into their buff and get a slight lead there. So really good kind of steal there from Little Juice Pack there. Get some tempo from Mumu. Put Mumu a little bit behind there, getting the double scuttle, the buff. And able to get her buff, Muma's buff as well. So,
right,
here it gives them the first dragon.
Little Juice Pack does get a lot of value of that, a lot of camps, but knowing that they're both tank matchups here and that gold isn't as efficient on them or doesn't matter as much, we'll see if Little Juice Pack can do something with this gold to secure himself. I mean, that's a lot. Stealing the buff, doing the double scuttle, able to clear all their camps now. That's great, but if you're not able to convert that into something, some sort of dive or something, it's not going to mean as much.
I do see them kind of pushing the tempo down here. Gangplank was going for the recall, and Darius walked up and said, "Not just yet. You need to stay here and play with me." So, not Outrage, not able to get back. Is gonna get the combo there, but he does take the tower hit in trade, so he'll kind of walk away there. We will see Kobita coming way forward, chunk it out, just taking damage from these creeps here. I don't know if he wanted to take that much damage.
And Rel's looking for something in the bot side, but she hasn't recalled yet.
He gets the play off, and now they're in trouble. Here comes the Mumu. Zaya is forced to back off here, and now Mumu is going to land the stun on Little Juice Pack. Juice Pack is forced to flash here at the last second to avoid death there. So they set up the combination really well. The high vibration was there and waiting, able to counter, and able to at least get a flash in return there. So,
Right. That was a great counter game from High Vibration, just waiting that bush, knowing it was coming. Pulls out the ultimate from Outrage on the Gangplank on the top lane. So now it's an ultimate down. Dragon is up. Rel finally reset, but she's going to her top side to clear camp. Spot lane reset, but there was a small window there, and that was just overall great plays from High Vibration.
Here comes the Silas. High Vibration, though, is here, though. He does miss the Q. He's not able to land a bandage, and Flame Better does not have any mana, so even if High Vibration went in, I don't think High would have liked that scenario. Outrage is going to try to run away here. The flash is out, but Zaratoga is chasing him down. This Zarius is going to claim that first blood there and get himself the solo kill.
Zaratoga on the second pick, Darius right there, blinding it in top lane.
Just said, give me this kill.
He just knows his limits. He knows he wins at 1v1. He knows Gangplank can't run away with his ghost up. And Gangplank falls dead.
We'll have to see if Outrage here might have to play a little bit more safer here, knowing that Jericho can claim him. However, Little Juice Pack finds High Vibration alone. Not going to push it, though. Just going to remind him he can't recall right there.
Right. Coming back up as a blue buff Swan, thinking the moon was going to be a pot side, trying to take the camp away. Could have maybe went for more, but the problem there was Darius on the Zaratoga having so much prior top lane. It takes too long for the Rel to kill that Moon. That's two very low damage champions, and Moon was very tanky, so can't do that right now. But he is still around that jungle. Maybe looking for a play mid lane.
It was looking mid lane, but a play for better saw him coming out of their turf from the corner, so not able to get much out of there. Plus, Asala does not have any health here. He really does not want to be here. Just wanted to clear his wave and then just kind of get his recall in.
Yep, and absolutely no mana as well. No way to make that happen. Oh,
Kobita does land a max distance hook onto Slayer, and Slayer does get chunked to 50% life there. That's a really, really good hook there from Kobita. Now they're pushing forward. Hook is back up, and again lands it on Nakua, and she is forced to flash away, but now Toxic is on top, gets the damage in, down goes the Soraka.
Kobita on this stretch, making these plays happen, and we were worried about, I talked a little bit about these champions being high execution. You need to have good mechanics to play these, and Kobita is showing he knows how to play stretch, he knows how to land these hooks, and he can land them on the Soraka.
Back to back, really good hooks there. And now, do you push the Rel over to this side and take this dragon real quick, or what do you think they do here?
I think they're a bit worried with Soraka coming off of reset here. Rel hasn't reset yet, and Cass is sitting at half HP now. They may not want to push this yet, with how strong the Mumu ultimate is, but we'll see what happens.
Again, Zerkota is caught Outrage out, and Outrage is trying to fight his way and run away, but now Zerkota is on top of him. The ultimate comes out, but it is not enough. Down goes Outrage for a second kill going over to the Darius.
And now they're looking for this dragon still with Outrage out, but you see Silas Kazuha on the top side, so Swing can move down here mid. This could be really...
Ooh, the combination lands here, and now the damage is coming out. The Mumu stun is going to land. Little Juice Pack is extremely low. Slayer is in the back, just chunking down targets, and now turning it around on that fight, getting Toxic and getting Kobita. Now we're going to see this dragon going over their way. A play for better is going to just kite, the silence around. Kazuka, you do see him going all in. Now the Swain ultimate is out. The stun is out from coming out from Mumu, and now the damage. Kazuka is trying to get away, but the flash is not enough, and play for better gets the kill.
No, they're better than that. They're smarter than that. They know that Mumu has the 6. They know that they don't win these early fights here, but I guess they're desperate to get a lead off of bot, or use the lead they have bot to get this dragon. But it just never works for the Swain there. Silas is on top side, your Gangplank is dead. But they did try to get that dragon, and it did not turn out well for them.
Yeah, that was kind of forcing that dragon early, put themselves in a real bad spot, and now you have Swain with 2 kills, Darius with 2 kills, and Zaya, she's a little behind on CS with Toxic, but Toxic did die in that, so we'll have to see if Zaya can get some CS back here.
Not again.
Oh, poor Outrage has been caught out again. The bleed is coming, but this time, at least he's going to get out at the last second. Not able to finish it off, but they're going to get a ton of work on this tower.
And that just feels so bad there as a Gangplank. There's not much to do when you're losing lane that bad. And to top it all off, High Vibration goes up there and makes your life even worse. That feels so bad. We can see now Thresh could be on this Thresh looking for a play around mid, maybe trying to catch up with Silas. Or I'm sorry, the Swain, but Swain does have ultimate, so if they find him and play better forehead, plays better.
Play better saw that coming. Kobita was not able to kind of get out there where he wanted to, and now you see Rel coming on the backside though, and you see Thresh for some deep wards here. High Vibration ready, gonna get the sweeper out, but now here comes the hook and the play. Kobita is gonna go across. High Vibration is gonna ultimate and buy himself some time. He's trying to flash to get away, but now here comes the Rel, but the Swain is able to stun this, save the high Vibration from dying there. And they did move in here, but just down low. Just Slayer just continuing just to get damage on this turret.
Right, and the Soraka ult was so critical there, but They tried to burn a lot to catch his Mumu, but he still ends up living. Gangplank doesn't end up using his ultimate there to help out with the damage. Not sure if that would have helped kill him. Maybe we could have applied it slow. I don't know. But Mumu is just able to walk out there, and there's the Silas ultimate for the Mumu ulti. There's the Thresh ultimate. So
we do see the Swain opting to go into the Lost Chapter. It looks like he is going to go the route of Leandries. And Rod of Ages there for Silas has already been completed. So kind of standardized items. We see the Gangplank getting Essence Fever first versus Strybreaker already completed. Nothing too crazy there. Outrage needs to play extremely safe here. He does not want to get caught out again by this Darius and snowball this because it can add real quick.
Kobita looking for another play.
Kobita does get the hook and the flay combo off on to Soraka, but Slayer was able to get some work in on Toxic. They weren't able to get enough damage in there, even with the Gangplank ult coming out. And now Outrage again caught out by Darius, and Outrage is going to go down again solo. Outrage is not having a good game right now. Darius is just butchering him. Now the play comes out from Kobita. He is going to get taken out immediately, but now here comes Toxic on the rebound. The flash forward to get the double kill. And now we have little Juice Pack trying to defend this tower. Darius is taking some tower shots, but doesn't seem to care.
No, and we've talked about this before, and again, but Outrage is not having a fun game on this Gangplank. Besides being solo killed there, the ultimate in the bot lane was just too little too late. It needed to happen as soon as the play happened or behind after the flash. But it was just...
Silas does miss the combo here. If he'd have landed that combo, I think Play Better is probably dead. Now the Ghost comes out. Now Mumu shows up. Kazuka is going to steal the ultimate, but now Mumu's got him ulted, and he is going to go down, and Play for Better is going to get that kill secure on Silas. So DYN kind of looking a little out of sorts here. RKG fully in control of this kind of early game as we start getting into this 15-minute mark. We'll have to see if they're going to try to take this dragon here real quick.
They should have full prior and control of this bot side river. We have the recall coming from Little Juice Pack, so they may not even try to contest this. Full dragon coming up. They even have control of the Rift Herald top side, with this Darius being too much of a threat to kind of try and force it. But they are going to try to walk.
They were gonna try to walk in and get the Herald, but with the Darius and just the Thresh and the Gangplank there, I'm not certain they want to even attempt that fight 2v1. I'm fairly certain Zeratoka can win that fight. 2v1 if they decide to choose that one. Uh-oh, here comes the flash. Zeratoka is on top of Outrage. Outrage does get the flash in at the last second, and we do see the Rel is in the pit here with the Herald, trying to force this and get something back in return for that dragon, since Zeratoka did go for the kill on Gangplank.
Right, it looks like High Vibration opted to clear his camps here instead of going for this Rift Herald to counter them taking it or doing it themselves, and that may just be because his Swain ulti wasn't up yet. But that is a Rift Herald going over to DYNT.
Slayer eats a tower shot there, trying to get some more damage onto Toxic Koopa. And he was forced to back away there. He took a little bit more damage than I think he wanted to. Here comes Zeratoka. Ghost is out. The bait into the Outrage and the Kobita, and the Rel is on top. Zeratoka is baited and is shut down, but now on the run is Toxic Koopa, knowing that there is no help for her. She is not able to kill the Soraka, and Slayer does collect that kill, realizing that Toxic was alone and there was nothing they could really do. So, you know, they got a shutdown for Outrage, and they are going to get a tower out of it, but you left your ADC alone, and he got punished. I'm not certain I like that.
Right, and
we do see Swain ultimate coming out, and Silas immediately backing up away from Play for Better. He does take some tower shots here, and he takes a second tower shot. We do see High Vibration saying hi to Kobita. Kobita is going to hook and land a flay there and say, yeah, I know you're here, buddy, and I can take you anytime I feel it.
Action
Now,
all over the map.
Chase is on. High Vibration is going to flash away from the Rel and from the Thresh. Might not want to be there.
Neither of the teams want to stop fighting. The Rel's trying to look for this Mumu here, was able to flash out safely. So, all good in the high vibration. 2 towers taken up top, 1 tower taking up gold. In the last, 30 seconds, 1 minute, the entire time was happening. Kaisa did die, like you mentioned, but for a shutdown on the Darius and for 2 towers top side, I wouldn't be too mad.
Yeah, I mean, Outrage was a little far behind. It does give him the shutdown in 2 towers, so you can't be totally mad about it. But you know, knowing that Toxic probably might want to play that a little bit more safer. And now you have Xerath back on here. He's pushed. He's mad, but now he's way far pushed up, and he's probably gonna have to. Yeah, we see the pings coming out saying, yeah, you might want to back up there, buddy. We do see Mumu lingering here to see if he's going to try to circle around and connect with this Rel, or if he's just going to wait and see if anybody commits. But it does look like they are just kind of staying around here. Again, Play for Better and Kazuha going at it. They just keep trading and trading and trading. Here comes Mumu from the side, but not able to get into position there. They sniffed that out and saw he was coming and just wisely backed away. So go ahead and allow this turret to be taken. But now you need to be careful here. You got Silas way pushed up, again pushing into Play for Better, and he is alone and on an island there with the rest of the team not able to get to him. I'm kind of surprised they didn't rotate bottom. Try to see if they could get a pick on the Silas. But again, the Swain ultimate is out. Kazuha is just going to sit here and trying to tank it here, at least for the time being. I think he's eventually going to lose this fight out. He does land a stun though. He does get a little bit of heal, and he is going to back off away so they don't kill themselves. And Kazuha bar went very low. Play for Better lands it, and he does secure the kill. No. 1-2. Poor Silas there.
And Kazuha just really wanted that fight. We saw 2 of his E2s coming out, missed both of them, trying to engage, looking for a fight. Finally lands the 3rd one, goes all in, but I'm pretty sure Swain still wins that, and Swain, in fact, did win that. And I can see what they mean now with Kazuha having this hands difference. A very good mechanically player, but I don't think that's a fight you ever want to take.
Ooh, Kabita lands the hook again, but immediately the Mumu is going to ultimate and lay down, but there's no follow-up yet. They are kiting him away, and now they don't really have the team fight ready and in position. So they just kind of back off. So he had a great initiation, but the team is not quite in position there to take the fight, else they could have gotten a lot more off of it. And now Kobita gonna again land the play on a high vibration, but now Darius is in the middle here, and Darius is gonna be a problem. We do see Kobita does get the hook and is gonna flash away, and down goes Darius, but now Play for Better. He's here, he's ready to fight, he's full life, he is chasing. He is going to land the hook on Kobita. Down goes the Thresh. Kazuha in the back here will Play for Better with the Rel, but they need to be careful here. Swain is still big, he's still problematic, and Toxic is really, really low. Little Juice Pack needs to get into this fight here so they can protect. Ooh, Kua is going to get caught out here by Kazuha, able to land it. High vibration going after Toxic though in trade. And now we see the teleports coming out. High Vibrations doesn't realize it. He's trying to walk away. Outrage is back in the fight. Play for Better is now going to try to kite and run away. So he is going to get run down and shut down onto the Silas, getting the kill on the Swain. So fighting back from DYNT, able to get a little bit on there on the backs of the shutdown. And now pinging for the dragon, try to stop and get this dragon done. But Zaratoka is in position. He can come around on the outside. Those health bars are really, really low. And they're not certain they want to fully commit. They are going for the dragon, though. They are trying to kite it. Slayer is now here. Now they're going to be either forced to pull away and let them try to take it, because High Vibration and Soraka are waiting in the back.
Everyone that was dead is coming back up now. Swain is back up now.
Swain is back up and trying to get in here. We do see Toxic coming down from the bad side, but the dragon isn't fully reset yet. He's still there.
They have to go in before Swain comes, or they can't do it.
50%. If Play for Better gets into this fight, it's going to be very, very bad. for DYNT. They need to get away here. High Vibration is trying to get in. We see the flash coming from Saratoga. The stun is going to land from Mumu. Down goes Toxic Koopa. Now, meanwhile, the Grell is picking the fight, but Grell is alone. Little Juice Pack is going to go down. He does get the kill, though, at least on the Dragon. But now they are paying for mid, and they are down Toxic Koopa and Little Juice Pack. I mean, you got the Dragon, right? Success.
That was a long fight for the third Drake of the game.
Little extended to double fight action there for that Dragon. Ultimately, they got the Dragon, but they're going to lose a little bit for it. Gobita again with the Flay combo, and we do see Kazuka Silas going in, but Slayer is going to be able to weave and get the stun. Oh, we do see Soraka is disconnected right now. High Vibration and Play for Better are just chunking away at Silas, but they're forced to back away here. And Soraka looks like they are still disconnected there. They are trying to walk away here and reset. Soraka's done. All right. Does able to reconnect there.
Sway LT comes clutch for the Silas here. They have no Grievous.
Ooh, Kobita gets the snipe kill from poor little old Slayer, who was just trying to recall. He does land it. Now Zerakoda is going to claim here. He is targeting, so he is going to be able to get Kobita down here pretty quick. Down goes the Thresh in return there. So a little bit of a whoopsie there, I think.
Right. And oh man, Kobita, I was just about to praise him, but it looks like he wanted to zone everyone away from the Baron while his team was doing it. But there's just walks in, kills Kobita before anyone else can come, and now he just looks silly.
Them support players sometimes be doing some crazy things there.
I can see the intentions by his play, but this Darius is still a problem. It's still a threat. He was 6-2 before that, 7-2 now. He's sitting on 2.5 items, so you can't zone the way to Darius by yourself. And if he's fast.
Yeah, I think if he just stayed there, they could have just gotten the Baron.
Yep.
He didn't have to zone. I think they would have gotten that. That would have been a really, really good turning moment for him. But unfortunately, not what happened there. So you can see their team fight. You can see how they're trying to layer this fight here and give time for Toxic to get the damage out there along with the gangplank. But these early trades, they don't have the goal to be doing some of these trades they're trying to pull off.
Right. It looks like DYNT is just wanting to go in, wanting to find these fights and make them happen, no matter how far behind they are and how difficult they may seem. And I can appreciate that with him. They're willing to take these angles in these fights that no one else may take in hopes of coming out ahead.
So Darius 7-2. He's already got the Stride Breaker. He's already got Deadmans. He's already got Force of Nature. So he is already in that I can tank and I'll tank everything they have if I have to. We do see Play for Better is going to get caught out by Kazuka and Little Juice Pack. He is kiting relatively well, though. I'm not certain they want this fight. They're trying to back off and wait. Rel is going to land a stun, but Rel's taking a lot of damage here from Play for Better, even with the Silas on top of him. And now Rel is going to let Kazuka go to work here by herself on Play Better. But meanwhile, High Vibration and the rest of them going to do Baron. The ultimate is out, only catches Kobita, and Kobita immediately is going to flash. We still see Play for Better and Kazuka just going at it here, just beating each other toe for toe. This ultimate's still out because he's still in range. Just with the Silas.
Neither of them have previous.
They don't have any heal cut for each other yet.
As soon as they saw the Rel on the bot side here, they just immediately pulled the trigger, get that Baron, and get it really quickly and get these resets off. So really great play right there.
Yeah, I mean, ganking the swing when you don't have the heal cut. I mean, Kobita is just landing some ridiculous hooks, weaves another in, but Darius is not the target you want to be hooking and pulling into your team. Wisely says, let's not pull this in, and kind of walks away there.
We have Dragon coming up here in a moment. Let's see how they set up for this, and if they use this Baron buff to knock down maybe with the top or bot tier 2 towers.
I would send Darius's top alone. I don't think any two players can deal with just the Darius. Especially with Baron, they can't afford to send less than 2 unless they want him to take multiple towers. So I think the option will be here is, yeah, we're just gonna push mid and let you guys have this dragon because we don't want to see Darius split push. So it looks like you're gonna concede this dragon and not even attempt to do anything wild and crazy, which makes sense given that Baron.
There you go. Your third Baron of the game, or your fourth Baron of the game. 3-1.
Fourth dragon is been claimed now, that much closer to Soul, and really the big difference. I mean, it is a 4.5 goldish lead. You know, Toxic has farmed really well. He's does have a substantial lead on the Slayer with all this crazy fighting they've been doing. Play for Better is going to get into another fight, a little skirmish here. Now this time, I don't think Kazuha is going to be able to take this trade as well without the Rel here. So they are going at it, but again, no heal cut. Oh no, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, because he has the Grievous.
Actually did get the Grievous on here, but now he's going to take a tower shot, and he wants to kind of back away here. We just see Play for Better and Kazuka just going at it, while the rest of the lanes are just kind of piling on here, able to sustain against the Swain as long as he can here, and just fight the tank that is Swain. Here comes another tower shot, though. He does not want to eat it. He is forced to go golden here, and now he's going to queue back in, land his combo, take another tower shot. Play for Better. So now Kazuka can just kind of play around here for a little bit. She kind of won that trade, I guess, in the end. She didn't die.
Yeah.
Play for Better's out of mana. She's got full mana.
I do think Kazuha could have won that. The tower definitely saved Play for Better. Play Better's tower, or was saved by the tower there. Only reason he didn't die, he has no mana. His ulti ended early, and now his team's coming to help him.
So Gangplank, you know, after the early kind of 0-3 outrage, you know, kind of able to kind of get steady, does have his Mortal Reminder out as well, so he does have the heal cut to go along with the quick bleeds. And Essence Reaver kind of scaling. That's what you want from him. Even though Darius does have the big kill advantage over there, he is been able to maintain and stay in this game. So really off that shutdown, really is kind of what did it for him. But you still got this big giant tanky Swain. You still have this big giant tanky Darius and this Moo, and we still need to give more time for that Gangplank to get that fourth item there, along with Kaisa, who already has her 3 items as well. So we kind of they did ride out the early game, which is, you know, kind of sketchy, but they were able to survive. So now we've entered into that time where Gangplank can start deleting people very, very quickly.
Yes. He's going to start doing a lot of damage, and you're getting to that late game that you talked about earlier with DYN, and this is where they want to be. Kaisa is at that 3 item mark, so we're going to see a lot of damage coming out soon too, and hopefully chunking of the health bars of RKG.
Next fight should be coming up here very soon. Ooh, the timer for that Baron is getting really close here. Gold lead down about 3k. Most of that is on the Darius, obviously, and the Mumu. And now we're seeing kind of the game kind of taper off that early game lead that they had. Now can we see DYN get anything done? Get a good pick here with Kobita's insanely good and well-timed hooks that have been coming out at the regular. All it's going to take is one good land on the Soraka or the Xayah, and they're going to be in trouble. Here comes the posturing in position. He was just kind of sitting around here.
Not one team wanting to be the one to be caught out. Just fight for as I say that.
We do see Darius taking it into the Silas. Not the best fight here, Choice. He goes golden immediately. But meanwhile, Kobita is able to land a hook there. The Toxic takes out very quickly on the Soraka. High Vibration is tanking, but he is going to go down here. He does land his ultimate. But Play for Better is not able to get into the target that he wants. He wanted to get the target onto the Toxic. We do see High Vibration again getting the damage in, but unfortunately, he got saved and was not able to get enough damage on a Toxic before little Soraka got taken out. So DYN, they'll take it.
Right, and luckily the Darius did win that fight in the bot side here.
Did win it. He is pushing, and those health bars are really low here. So if he comes around from this backside, they need to be very, very careful. Even with that dragon being as low, if he wants to get in the fight, he does pull the Kobita. He will claim the Kobita, and now Play for Better is here. Toxic is going to ultimate the other way to get out of range, but the damage is coming out. The stun lands on Juice Pack. Down goes Juice Pack. Down goes Outrage. Play for Better collecting kills. Toxic is caught out of position. He's gone golden, but he's not long for the world. Triple kill, going over to Play for Better. Now Silas goes over the wall. The ultimate is stolen from Mumu. He will ultimate, but he will eventually get his life claim from the bleed from Darius. Now we have an ace.
Zaratoka and Play Better, just playing that so well. Able to come in there, kill them. Sure, they lose the dragon there, but getting off that ace right there is so big, and getting this bot tower now is amazing.
Yeah, he did give the kills over the Swain, so Play for Better did get the triple kill off the play of that, but Darius did a lot of work in there. They couldn't get rid of him. He was basically zoning everybody out. Just a big menace here, able to claim the inhib there. Play for Better is going to work on his tower. He is able to claim the tower, and with the Darius here, I think they might have pushed forward a little bit and go crazy, but they decided to go back. Pigs are out for the reset, and now when they reset, Swain's gonna be scary.
Right, and the question now is who matches this Darius, the Zaratoka? He's going to be pushing in the side wave. Who are you going to send to him? Silas? He just lost him in 1v1. The Gangplank? Don't think that worked either the entire game. So how do you balance this side threat pressure when this Baron is up?
That is going to be really tough. I think they have to get a pick. They need to set up for a pick now and try to get that pick early before Darius gets back to lane, because once he gets back in the lane, they're going to lose a window here to really do anything, because they can't. They have nothing that's going to answer him 1v1.
Or maybe even 5v5 as they just rush down this Baron. And it looks like...
They have already started. It is already at 50%.
Yeah.
Gangplank is going to ultimate, and we are going to see Juice Pack come over the wall here, but it is going to get secured, and Juice Pack is going to be stuck here in no man's land, not able to get out. The kill going over to Slayer, and RKG with the second Baron is now just going to start claiming towers here down middle. Darius doesn't care. He's just walking forward. He's like, I don't care what you're doing here. I'm here to talk to you. And if he gets in range of somebody, there's going to be a reckoning. So here comes the play. They have to defend this 4v5. They do not want a team fight here. And need to be real careful here and kind of just weigh this out and don't let the Darius or the Mumu get in.
Right, and it looks like they're just sieging with the minions here. The Darius is missing his critical ult, but every ulti is still up for RKG. DYN, on the other hand, have no Gangplank ulti to use for this fight here. So let's see if they can defend it successfully. Gangplank has pretty good wave clear. Guys just clearing the wave. Not much may happen right here.
Yeah, they should probably rotate top here. I mean, with the GP able to lay down the barrels, he does have great wave clear here. Darius is going to get chunked and take some damage here. He doesn't seem to really mind and care all too much here. He's just escorting these creeps up here and allowing his siege to do some work here. Kobita again lands a hook, but that's not the target you want to land a hook on. That's kind of terrifying if you're pulling it. Darius is going to pull him over the wall, and Kobita is going to get murdered Again, you don't want to be pulling that man into you, close to you. High vibration is forced to have to flash, but the play for better here is gonna catch two, and now high vibration is waiting in the wings. The ultimate comes out. Play for better is here. Now you have Zaratoka in the back. He is gonna give an ultimate. He's gonna claim a second life, and now he's gonna flash forward. Down goes Toxic Koopa here in a second, and that's gonna get 4 down with this Baron ticking. That is game.
Zaratoka here dunking on everybody, doing on a great performance.
The Dunk Master Darius. Just able to just claim the lives there. Kobita playing with fire, hooked him once, and then he hooked him right back and got himself pulled over the wall there and just murdered. So, Kobita made some great plays, but Kobita not respecting that Darius, sir, was very, very, very foolish. Thank you, by the way. I got 31,000 points. Oni, I love you, babe. Soul, I love you as well. And spicy first game, ZQ. What'd you think?
Definitely so. And that was amazing watching the Thresh trying to land these hooks over the wall, and he gets hooked right back with that Darius pull right over that wall. So that is kind of the fear of Zaratoka and his ability to take over these games and put so much pressure all across the map. And I cannot stop singing this man's praises. He's just able to take his picks, take the blind Darius, and win his lane, and thus win the game. And this is not to discount anyone else on their team. Everyone played amazing. So Zaratoka is so fun to watch playing this Dunk Master Darius.
He got 3 solo kills onto the gangplank. Outrage just got bullied by that Darius. Again, he kept getting caught out trying to replace that ward there. And then just the I've got Ghost, I've got Flash, so I'm gonna run you down and kill you. Just yeah. I mean I like where DYNT was going, but unfortunately not able to kind of get that game back going. They had some moments. UNT could have gotten back into that game, but unfortunately not able to withstand the assault there. I wanted to take a better look at those damage numbers. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see uh, too much there. But going back to what we talked about before, we said RKG they needed to get out to a good early game start. They did exactly that. I think they got was like a 9-1 start with Darius having 3 kills, and then they had that dragon play down and play for better. Had the triple kill down there, and then he had 4 kills to start out with, and then you just kind of had Slayer and High Vibration just kind of waiting in the wings for their moment. Slayer able to just kind of lay the damage down there, and they couldn't really get to him in most of these fights. But yeah, Zaratoka took control of that game, ran away with it with a blind Darius pick. A blind Darius. I was shocked that they were doing blind Darius, but not only did they make it work, he really made it work. So now we're gonna have to see DQ. Are they going to ban out now more of Zaratoka's picks here and get rid of this Darius, or do they have an answer like the Kled into the Darius, or what else do they have in kind of mind in there to kind of work with here? So kind of crazy here on that first game. The action was crazy. It was spicy. That's what we're looking for. But I'm really liking to see all these points over on my side of the stream. Looks nice.
Right, and hopefully we get to see. I don't think Outrage performed poorly. I do think I want to see a stronger counter pick for Outrage. When you have that blind Darius, you have to have something that can kind of punish him for having that kind of confidence. We saw in previous games there were teams that would ban 3, 4, even 5 top laners against Saratoga, but none of that worked. That man has a big champion pool, so if we can get something that is more towards punishing that blind pick and the confidence he has, and kind of giving something to Little Juice Pack, who also played extremely well this first game. He had a good early lead and was able to get a lot done. So if we can get that done, that would be I think their best bet of taking game 2 here.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of see the adaptation here with Zaratoka's pull being so big. It's kind of hard to ban it. RKG goes right back to the Jarvan ban here. Again, trying to keep it away, and then right off the back, DYNT says, "No, we're not dealing with this Darius again. So we're just gonna ban it." Cassiopeia also. I'm just saying you can run Cassiopeia top into Darius. It works really well. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it. I think it's the fourth reference I've made on that one, but I'm just saying it works. Lysandra as well. All right. So again, back to the Camille, respecting that Camille pick. Going to keep it banned out here, and then now we continue on the trend of, do we ban out more tops? Do we can continue to ban the Mundo out? Are we going to ban? We going to keep the Ash ban in? Okay, so again, you got the Ash ban in here. We're floating back into this to the Zaya Kaisa territory, and as well, DYNT now has to consider the Orn as well. So they do ban RKG. Does go ahead and ban out the Silas. It was, I mean, to be honest, the Silas did have its moments. You know, it did take the Mumu ult. It did have the Swain ultimate a lot, but just not able to get enough going there with Zaratoka always in the face. Couldn't even solo Zaratoka. He just kept bullied
Right.
around with
And
Darius. So
we're gonna forget the time Kazura walking to Dragon against four people on the silent.
right. I was like, no, let's not do that again. So Maokai is the last band here. Again, now this leaves the Kaisa, the Zaya open. It looks like they're willing to train that. RKG again going to take the Swain back as the first pick here, and then DYNT. Now, do we see them take the Rakan Zaya combo fully this time, or are we going to see them kind of pick for their top or their mid?
Not sure, but knowing that Silas was played mid last game, they may try to look for another counter pick mid lane for the Silas. It could be flex support, but at least we know kind of a tendency and pattern that they do like playing it mid.
All right, so we do see the Varus as the pick here. I mean, I suppose you still see folks running Varus mid. Really see AP Varus mid all that often anymore. You're seeing the lethality Varus at this point here, but it is an interesting first pick, so it could be a flex.
Oh
And
dear.
then the Udyr is coming out. Okay, all right. Now we're getting into more of the spicy jungles, though. I'm not certain I like Udyr with the Trundle still available, though. But they go ahead and pick out that Udyr here. And now RKG, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And we're just gonna go right back to running this rel again, or what are we doing? Mumu, Zach. Oh, okay. So
Oh,
we do see the Zach now coming off the board here since DYT wasn't able to ban that one out. So now you've got the Swain and the Zach to come out here, and now what do you counter with if you're DYNT?
right. And the deck here is probably kind of towards the Uther kind of disrupt him, prevent him from having a good time in this 1v1 or when he makes his yanks happen. As now they lock in the Sona.
All right. So we're seeing the Sona come out there to come along with the Swain and the Zach. So the Sona again. I'm not the biggest fan of her game state at this point in time. I mean, I know she can really impact lanes, but I just think there are better options out there at this point than Sona.
Right.
She's kind of hit a weird state for me.
Oh, and then the Mumu. I feel like RKG is trying to go for the same game plan they went with last game. Just try to get these team fights going. Try to do a lot here in these 5v5s. In DYNT, maybe it looks like they're shifting more towards that with the Mumu pick, but that does mean it's a supported Mumu with the Deer being locked in, unless it's an Odeer top or something.
Could be an Odeer top. I'd be kind of crazy for them to be thrown out an Odeer top. But it is something we do see the Yone ban coming out, so we don't want to see that Yone versus that Swain. So they'll go ahead and keep that back. I had thought maybe that they might actually take the Yone if on that last pick there here. But interesting, they banned the Zaya, they banned the Ezreal. So this indicates to me that given where they're at, they're comfortable with allowing him to play the Kaisa, or they're going to take the Kaisa and the Varus as the mid after all. Or the Kaisa could be mid.
Based off the bans here from DYNT, they want RKG to play ADC that isn't as safe. Maybe they're going to look for a dive bot angle with the Udyr, the Amumu being able to dive bot. And I was thinking Oriana would be good for roaming there as well, but instead they go with the Azir.
I liked where they were going with that Oriana. You have the Amumu for the entry point to Udyr, but they decided to go more range oriented with the Azir here. The problem with the Azir Swain matchup though is the Azir needs a lot of time to really deal with the Swain. And Play for Better was not playing for giving Kazuha a lot of time. They were fighting from the go. So this is a little bit of a risky pick for me from DYNT side. This indicates you want to play more for the later game. Azir versus Swain early kind of sucks. And now you're left with Olaf coming out, and that Olaf is coming top.
It is, and Olaf is a scary champion. You can have some counter pick into it, but if this Olaf is able to run at you, especially when doing this Adir and a Moo engage, it becomes really hard to deal with.
So Olaf, okay. I was gonna say, are we gonna see something crazy here? Because we already had the Swain. Can we flex the Swain bot and then put the Seraphine on there? And then we've got a Sona and a Seraphine for the Olaf, but they do decide not to go insane crazy, and they do the Zeri. So
You called it.
but I do love the Trundle. I absolutely love the Trundle pick here in this particular fight. The Trundle can play into the Zac. The Trundle can actually really hurt the Swain if it gets a good ultimate on the Swain and kind of negate the stats that the Swain would have on being a tank and gets the kill. Trundle also kind of plays a little bit into the Olaf pre six and even post six if you can bait out and use your pillar correctly, and then get away from the Olaf and then ultimate, and then Olaf is rendered useless. So I do like the Trundle pickup in this particular pick from DYNT. It looks like they have done their homework if they've positioned with the Trundle here, because not many folks actually play that matchup. I'm still kind of scared of the Azir. I like the combination. I like where they're going. I just wish they had something a little bit more stable in that mid to deal with the Swain, because Azir is going to need a lot of time to be able to deal with that Swain. So that's kind of my one scary concern for DYNT in this particular comp. Predictions should now be out, and we'll have to see now if RKG can continue with the dominance they showed in the early game, if that will carry over into this game. What do you think, Ezekiel? What does this look like to you? Who you got?
I'm definitely favoring RKG here, but going back to the Azir pick, I do think Azir is it. The idea of them locking in Azir here is preventing the engage from the Zac and maybe getting the Swain off of you if he has the ulti off and creating that space and poking him out with the Varus. But I think RKG just has a better, more cohesive draft that is, like I said before, a lot easier to execute. And last game they showed, hey, they don't need to have these fancy mechanics to perform well and to kind of uh, get these huge leads. So I am looking at RKG here for taking this game.
All right, all right. Well, I'm with you. But in this particular game, if DYNT can ride out the early game like they did last time and not give too much, and Kobita cannot hook the wrong target, DYNT has a clear edge going into the mid and late game with that Azir, with that Trundle, with the Zodir, because they're going to buy Varus a lot of time to deal damage, and the only way they're getting to this Varus is if the Zac correctly lands or the Olaf goes through everything. So,
Yeah.
with that Azir in there, able to push a lot of things back. It'll be very interesting if we get in this mid to late game, because I think Dynasty can pull this out. But this early game is going to be brutal for them. They need to clean up their early game from last game to really play this right. Else RKG's just going to win this game. And hey, I've only talked about Trundle Love a little bit and Cast Love. I mean, these are two of my two of my favorites. Man, I'm getting so much hate from my staff this evening.
It's funny because Trundle and Cassiopeia are kind of the most opposite champions in my views. So it's funny that those are your two favorites.
So whenever I get stuck jungle, I would just say, just let me play Trundle into everything. And whenever I get stuck playing mid, it's like, I'll play Cassiopeia into everything. And so it's kind of like...
Makes sense.
And they're completely opposite in terms of approach to those champions. So
different approaches, right? But they are simple to execute, I believe. So
Cass can be a little bit hard on the execution part, but yeah, it's you gotta line up her miasma stuff here.
Okay, are we hopping into our break soon?
Looks like we can. Picks are out, predictions are almost done, and we can now go to break right before we get into this game too.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna step away. We're back.
I mean, they had no answer. They really didn't.
Back to the sound. Back to the sound.
All right, game number 2. Welcome back, DQ. How you doing? How was your break?
I'm doing great here. Got myself a little bit of water. Made a little something in my kitchen, and now we're seeing maybe it looks like an early invade here in the first 30 seconds.
We do see Kobita and crew moving in to position. Sona is over here as well, so we're going to see if she's going to spot this out here and back up. Mumu does miss the Q, which unfortunately is still going to draw out the flash on that side. So spotted out, got a flash for it.
Not angry about that.
I mean, you got a summer out of it, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
Minions have spawned.
Let's see if they can take advantage of it, though. I know that the draft kind of looks like they want to focus on pressuring this bot side, so if they can take advantage of this 5-minute timer on Flash on Sona. Hopefully, we can get an early lead for the Varus here.
You do also have Slayer electing to take the cleanse as opposed to the heal to kind of deal with some of the CC from that Varus and that Mumu. And then as well, Outrage has taken the Ghost with the Flash and not gone teleport up top. So interesting. I would have preferred either the Ignite to get the early kill, but he does go ahead and take that the Ghost with the Flash out here. So early trade is not something Zera is going to win here against Trundle. I don't know if you know this, guys, but Trundle takes your stats. And not certain you want to take a fight with him level 1. So Zaratoka on the losing into that one will back up here, and Outrage will go ahead here and get a little bit more extra pressure on him.
And this Trundle pick was really good into Olaf here. Trundle, like you said, taking the stats, being able to kind of win that 1v1, which is something Olaf normally almost always wins.
Yeah, Olaf has to play this kind of. He has to give way to the Trundle on the early part of this matchup. He doesn't want it. He can't out-trade the Trundle, and if he does, then he gets pillared, and the all-in comes out pretty quick. So Zaratoka needs to be mindful of that one. He needs a little bit of help there. But speaking of help here on this backside, Zach did not opt to take the early gank opportunity onto the Ezreal in the middle, and instead leaps over the wall into his wounds. I said about that. I was expecting to see a level 3 gank out of Zach that was here right there. But...
Same here. I was hoping to see something mid bot lane with the level 3 and maybe some cheese with the amount of CC they have, but looks like they're not going for anything so far. Just full standard clear.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, Azir doing the classic. I gotta push you into the tower really quick to try to establish a little bit of lane control. So I would have thought the Zach would have tried to punish it, but unfortunately I'm not seeing that. But bot lane, Udyr taking the full clear here, will position himself maybe to take a stab here at bot, but nope. Outrage is chasing and picking a fight here with Zaratoka, and obviously Olaf does not have the early mana here or the stats to really deal with this, so he's going to be forced to get pretty low, and Udyr is now in position maybe to try something crazy here if Olaf gets crazy.
Maybe. This Swain is so low HP this entire time. Just can't move up in this lane without the Azir poking him.
So the Swain, has to give way obviously to the Azir here. Ooh, the Zac is going to get called out by Juice Pack here, and now he is going to get a little bit of trouble here. Swain is able to land and scare off Juice Pack here, but not where you want to be teleporting there. High vibration on your recall. Ooh, play better took a big chunk out of that time on the Azir. Now Outrage, I don't think he'll go for the tower. Don't think he's gonna quite do it yet. He shouldn't, but he gets a little crazy here, and he is gonna bait the Zaratoka out. But Zaratoka's in good position here. Outrage flashes, but Zaratoka takes the first blood. He played it so crazy and insane. Oh no. bad misfortune there on Outrage. Now Toxic is doing a number there on the Sona. Mumu is going to follow up and get the stun down. Toxic is going to be able to claim this, and now, oh dear, not needed.
Right.
Better
Perfect. Perfect skill shots again on the Kobita. I don't think he seems to know how to miss those skill shots. And Toxic Koopa just having those autos land over and over and over again, eventually taking down that Sona really quickly. And now this should be a free first strike.
No mana on Olaf, so he obviously is going to back off. He did manage to get, with that first blood, get himself into this game, as well as getting some CS there to catch back up into Outrage, who had an early lead there. So, kind of a whoopsie from Outrage there. Went a little too crazy into that tower and took bad trades there, causing that first blood. Now he does have a Sheen though. But now Olaf is going to be able to stay relevant with the farm, getting the Tiamat first, kind of standard for top Olafs.
Right, and it is a 20 CS lead for the Trundle, but with that one solo kill going over to Zaratoka, not sure it's going to matter too much as Outrage takes turret plate, but now he might be in some trouble.
He is going to ultimate immediately, and we do see the Zac coming in, so Outrage is trying to kite this away, but is going to die immediately to the Zac and Zaratoka. So I think he got jebaited there, thinking, hey, I got a squishy Olaf here by myself. I got this. And then immediately, as soon as the fight started, Zac was there. So able to punish that accordingly. I'm kind of surprised that Outrage wasn't expecting that gank, really. He just kind of walked all the way to the turret there without warding or anything and didn't think anything about it.
I think that's what they call a bait play. You're like, oh, this is such a free play. I'm going to get this nice chunk of gold. And yep. It's not worth it, guys. Take your plates when you know you're safe. Or if you want to risk it, you can. Just don't do it in my ranked games.
I got to respect the Q coming out of this Kobita. He has been on fire with the hooks and the Qs landing these stuns at will. So they're going to respect that and back off here. But now you have High Vibration who's fixing to come over the wall and get in this fight. Kobita immediately flashes away, though. So now that flash is going to go down from him. And again, I would be expecting where Azir is at. Zac should be punishing this, but he went bottom. Kind of surprised here. They're letting Play Better just get bullied by the Azir. Whereas if they get the pressure off and allow Play Better to take a fight, he can get a lead and really put the pressure on Swain. But instead, they've opted really to just kind of let Azir just push and free farm. Kind of surprised by a High Vibration here. He hasn't really gone that route. We will see Mumu land the ultimate, but Slayer does actually get a bunch of damage into Toxic, and now this flash crazy forward to try to get the kill onto Toxic does not work. It backfires. Double kill going over to Toxic Koopa. Really good stun combination there coming out from Kobita there to set that up for Toxic, and he's happy to take a double kill.
And Kobita setting up that double kill for Toxic Koopa. Man, he's been the player to watch so far this year. He's just finding these amazing plays where he's able to get his ADC ahead, landing these crazy hooks, these crazy stuns. He's just providing so much value to his team, and I really am excited to watch him make more of these plays throughout the season.
Azir got caught. I think he thought that the damage was going to come out, but now he ultimates him over the wall. So Playbetter is not able to really use his ultimate, and Outrage is now here as well, along with the Olaf. And now Lord Juicepack saying, hey, we can fight this if you want.
That was a really great blast plant usage there, putting this win over the wall. Was that blast plant or was that a zero ulti? Oh, that was a zero ulti, right?
It was a zero ulti, and then Outrage comes up and says, sir, you cannot do that on a ward.
Just comes up and bites him.
Comes up and bites him in half, and that ends that. But now we've got an interesting dichotomy where Olaf does have the steel caps, he does have the Tiamat. The ultimate though comes out from Kobita with Sona in the tower, and now Kobita going right back, lands a stun on the Slayer, and now Toxic, even with no mana, is just chasing in and trying to get the damage on to the Zuri, but Slayer able to pull and pump over the wall there and avoid getting stunned again from Mumu. So
That is a 4-0 bot lane. There's been no jungle intervention so far in this game, and Toxic Koopa and Kobita are just performing so well in this 2v2.
yeah, I mean the high vibration came down there early when he immediately Kobita flashed away.
Mhm.
High vibration really on the Zac has not had the impact that he's had previously. He's not been able to find anything onto the Azir and not been able to find anything onto his bot lane here. So RKG, you know, we thought they kind of had with the early lead, with the advantages they would have to be able to push it, but it's instead DYN has got early control and early pressure because of the misplays. And here we go again with the outrage fight with the Zaratoka, but Olaf blows his ult and is forced to walk away. Kobita is here waiting in the wings, is going to land the stun on high vibration, but he wasn't able to steal the buff. So still back off in a way here. But Toxic Koopa, 4 kills, already has Kraken completed. Can be really relevant on this dragon if they want to rotate around and start this dragon. My God, the chunk and the ultimate comes out. Kobita is forced to kind of take that kill, unfortunately, there at the end. But again, gonna land the stun. Slayer is not respecting that. The Zac does not land on time, and now here comes the TP. Slayer's kind of kiting with Zac here, but now the Azir is gonna ultimate and push them out. And meanwhile, Outrage and Zaratoka just kind of like trading back and forth. Kind of interesting spot for RKG. They kind of gave away the early lead they were supposed to have, and then kind of some interesting trades they've made, if you will.
Okay.
Ooh. Outrage gets dangerously low there. Varus able to just bully bot lane pretty much and get a lot of work done. He's 4-0. He's got the lead for him. And really just got to play through Toxic right now. We do see the Herald coming up for a deer. It looks like he was going to try to place it down, but he got called out in that ward. So he's just kind of hoping here, waiting for Varus to push this up to drop this Herald from the looks of it. But now we see the Zac coming back into position as well. So everybody's here. Herald is going to get pulled out, but now Little Juice Back is kind of called out a little bit. Kobita does flash ultimate and is able to get the kill onto the Sona, and down goes the Zac from Toxic Koopa, and Slayer is kind of just stuck here trying to get this down. He is able to get it down now. Kobita has to run for his life, but Little Juice Pack was you know, kind of guarding here. His little Kobita, but now playing for Betters here. Can he land this? I don't think he's. Yeah.
Kobita playing on the edge.
Kobita was playing a little bit crazy there, but meanwhile, mid, Kazuha is able to get a lot of work down on this tower. Unfortunately, because of the rotations that Play Better had to do bot. But now Zaratoka feeling himself. He has the lead on Outrage. He's now able to try to take these fights solo if he wants, and he is going to be forced to flash though, because Triforce on Trundle is scary.
Top and bot lane, mid lane, every single lane is just doing so well right here for DYN.
Ooh, that pillar was nice coming out from Outrage. He couldn't quite finish the seal the deal there in the tower, but he did block in Zaratoka from being able to get out there. And if he'd had a little bit more life, he could have walked in and finished that off.
Yep, there's no escape there for Zaratoka. Oh.
Meanwhile, here comes Zac. High vibration is trying to take this fight here, get a little bit of done here. Kazuha eats some tower, does not like the tower. Kahua is here, and he is going to slide and glide his way out before eating the damage there from that Sona and swing. So she was almost able to get that tower, but Varus is able to get the first tower. Meanwhile, Kobita comes right back in, lands the hook, but then gets pulled by the Swain, but re-lands again the stun, and it's just like trying to solo Sona, basically waiting for his team to kind of show up. Here comes the ultimate to be laid down, but this team's still not here, and Sona ults the team and ahead of her. Now high vibration is caught out. Here comes the ultimate though from Play Better, and the ultimate from Azir and return. And meanwhile, Outrage fighting Olaf, shutdown going over to Zeri on the other side of the map. Little Juice Pack is still here, but he's just kind of just zoning everybody away from his Azir. They're trying to see what they can sniff out where the Zuri's at. But this is a Zuri we're talking about. She is going to get that kill. She is going to take that over the wall. And now Play Better and Little Juice Pack are playing peekaboo here, but not able to get the Zuri there. A little bit of a cheeky misplay there from the side of RKG. Little Juice Pack could have came around the other side and probably got that Zuri, but instead, Zuri claims the life on the Azir. Little Juice Pack is going to try to push this tower. Play Better can't stop. He's got no mana. Get that tower. What are you doing? There we go. Outrage almost took the tower, but Outrage has now been caught out by the Zac and is going to be forced to back away here. Olaf, it lands his ultimate, but immediately pillar. Now Kobita coming out with another stun, and now Toxic claims the life of Play Better for forehead. And now, again, here comes Outrage with high vibration, just trading blows with Little Juice Pack. Here comes the stun. Little Juice Pack gets the kill, and now Olaf is in trouble. The pillar, not quite the best, but now the stun follows up. Toxic is in the back. Momo is going to be here, and down goes the Olaf. Outrage claiming that kill, and now we've got big problems on the side of our DYN, excuse me. Trundle's now 3-2. This Varus is very scary at 7-1, and now another Herald going over to the side of DYN. So good response in this game. Outrage, a little bit of that misplay that we talked about early on, but you can kind of see what's going on here with this Trundle and Olaf matchup. Zeratul just cannot win these 1v1s for any amount of time with the Trundle, especially when you go Ravenous Hydra first. Ew. Oh my goodness. Here comes Kazuha, caught out by high vibration and Play Better. Trying to slide and glide his way out of here, but he is going to get run down here in a second unless he's able to do some crazy. He does land the ultimate. Oh, he does take the blast cone and is able to survive on the Zac at the last second. You crazy, wild person, you, Kazuha. That was insane. What were you thinking?
They love just playing on the edge here, looking for these advantages and forcing these plays, and that was fun to watch.
So I believe chat has asked you to show the gold for a second, if you could, good sir, so they can see the gold numbers. Here we can see clearly 1,600 gold lead for the Trundle, almost a 2,000 gold lead on the Udyr, and then slight lead on Navarus, just, 1,000 gold and 1,000 on the Enuma. So you can kind of see where those leads mostly on the Udyr and on the Trundle here. So we will see Trundle take claim alive on another tower. He's coming up this backside. So while they're doing this dragon, he's on the backside waiting in the wings for the back door while they're doing this dragon with just the Varus and Little Juice Pack. And then Trundle just kind of walks out the side.
Yep, and this is a lot closer of a game than I thought it would be. DYNT just having so much tempo, getting so many advantages. Toxic Koopa is so huge so far, and it's hard for them to walk up towards him. I mean, they have the Zac, sure, but the Zero ulti just prevents any and all engages from being able to follow through.
Yeah, high vibration. I love the Zac pick, but no impact early game, right? You would expect the attention to be like on the Azir early. No real ganks on that. Had a really, unfortunately, just bad gank down on that bottom side where he wasn't able to get much work, and really with no pressure from the jungle, just Azir kind of bullied Swain around to the point where Play Better can't really do anything. And then you have this Olaf and this Trundle matchup, which unfortunately, even with the early lead that Zeratul got, can't 1v1 Outrage.
No, not at all.
And then Koopa. Just big, scary Koopa over here. 7-1 on Navarus. Got Kraken. Got Raise Blade. Just big damage coming out of this man. He just needs a little bit of time, and he can get a lot of damage in.
Right, and it's like, what's the game plan now here for RKG? How do they kind of get back into this game?
I mean, it's really on the shoulders of Zeri, right? You need the Zeri to get to 4 items. She has a quick blade stun. She's been able to stay relevant even with all the craziness around her, but Really, Slayer just needs to stay safe, get your 4 item spike. You know you're gonna have to get something to deal with these tanks, and just appropriate your damage on these targets. The problem is there's so much CC on this other side. Even with the cleanse, if you get caught, you're dead.
Yep. There's no way around that.
There's just no way around it.
And Kobita, you know, he's been known to land these amazing stun setups, these good plays. There was that one time down in the Raptors pit earlier this game where he kind of went a bit too far and they weren't able to get much off of it. But otherwise, every single engage he's had this game has been phenomenal.
Here comes the play here. High vibration coming in on his backside. Immediately, the ultimate is coming out, and Kobita comes in for the save. And now the repeat, the re-ult, the regank comes out. Kobita just going beast mode, buying time for Azir, and now relanding another stun. Little juice pack trying to get to Slayer, trying to get this damage out. Slayer is kiting extremely well with the Sona, getting the kill, unfortunately. But now the Trundle's here. Slayer is going to get bit in half. That's what happens when you get too close to a troll. And now Outrage getting the kill on Slayer. And Olaf is on the backside. Again, Kazuha plays this so insane and so on the edge, but eventually gets claimed. But Olaf is dead. Swain is now here. It is now Swain pain time. Swain is chasing down, trying to get to targets, but now is out of mana, and Toxic is like sniffing blood. He knows he can't fight. Ooh, that Q combo. Wow. That where goes half of Playbetter's health just off the 1 Q.
Toxic walking into a 1v2, knowing he has full control of the situation, chunking so much damage from that Swain ultimate, from that Swain. I mean, Toxic is just having the game of his life here. His attack speed is going crazy, as you can see on screen.
Just insane. If Play had mana left, I think they might have made that work, but he didn't have any mana left, and Toxic knew it and just kind of waited and walked away, and then just came back in and said, "Now what are you gonna do?" But Kazuha playing with fire here, just with the low health bar and sticking around as long as she could in that fight was crazy, and just eventually just got no health left.
Yep, and we have Dragon coming up here in the next 45 seconds. Let's see how they set up for this, and if RKG can even walk towards that Dragon, because I have a feeling that DYN here just going to have full control around this Dragon area.
Yeah, you saw Sona going in, and immediately Kobita was there, and she just was like, no, I can't really go any further. You have Trundle pushing on this backside, and you can't really deal with it, so here comes little Juice Pack in. He's taking a lot of damage, and now the Zac is waiting and waiting and waiting. He does land the stun, though, on the appropriate target on Toxic, and Toxic is going to get taken down immediately from the back of that stun, and now Kobita is going to get caught out, so Zuri does get the double kill, because they were able to get the Zac ultimate on top of the Varsh, which is something that we talked about earlier. He does land it and manage to get on there, and now they're the ones that are going to be going to the pit. Outrage is tanking a tower, as well as the Olaf, and now Olaf is on a run, realizing again, he can't fight this. This is not a fight he's going to win.
Phenomenal play, engage from High Vibration there, recognizing that the Zir isn't nearby. This is a 4v3. We can engage on this real quickly and kill them fast. That was amazing. And then the top side right there, we have Outrage just doing Trundle things, being a troll, taking down 2 towers now and an inhibitor.
Is a Hull Breaker, Trinity Force, Steel Cap, Trundle. He is going to eat your tower and your inhibs extremely fast. They do get that dragon on the back of that initial kind of play there, so they were able to secure a dragon off of getting that kill on the Toxic. Now, though, they're going to have to ride out. They're already missing an inhib with Outrage just destroying a big section of base, and how do you deal with the troll?
Can you?
I mean, he's got Hydra. Keyword is he got Hydra. Soulkeeper, I want you to repeat that. He got Hydra, okay? Soulkeeper and I have had this debate for a long time, and he says a Hydra doesn't go on the troll, and I say it does. And now we're seeing Hydra on the troll. Who's winning his lane? So that's all I'm going to say about this particular matter. And then, of course, the Trinity Force with the Hull Breaker. The big scary troll.
Right, and now Outrage is going to pull so much pressure down bot side here. Baron is up, so if anyone if people have to go down there to respond to this role, right? And if too many people go down there, well, that's an immediate start right there for
Immediate start,
Baron.
and that's a good pillar there away to back away, knowing that the Sona's up. And again, we called it. Pings out immediately that hey, he's drawn to go ahead and start this Baron because they have to respect and deal with the troll. So that's exactly what they do here. Azir is kind of zoned out here. Zuri gets a little crazy here and jumps over the wall, but even she knows she can't get next to Kobita, but she does go back into Kobita. Here comes the ultimate that cleanses out. Now the chase is on, and now she's going to get taken out by Toxic Koopa. And meanwhile, Zac is going to go down. Kazuha's in the pit with Play for Better, who does take the life there, but Little Juice Pack is running crazy down here. Triple kill for Toxic. Chunk down here. They've got Baron, they've got a troll, and they've got this pit. He's going to take the 1-for-1. Outrage doesn't care. He's going to eat poor little Olaf. He's going to eat the tower. He is going to eat this inhib. And I don't think these timers are long enough. I think this is over. I think this is Troll going to do troll things here. And Outrage gets his revenge, goes absolutely ballisnikov on Zaratoka, and takes control with the help of his team in game number 2.
And we have a series in our hands. 1-for-1, both teams.
Wow.
Wow. Wow is the right word. That was amazing. And I feel so bad there for Zeri because you know, oh shoot, I just lost us that game right there. And the game was really hard to deal with, but being the one to kind of be too far out there and getting caught out by Kobita, it's like, oh man, how do you reset mentally after this game and go into the next one?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at, you won the first game, right? You made a couple whoopsies in the second game that kind of gave, gave away some of the momentum back over to the side of DYN. Obviously that Trundle was very scary to deal with in a 1v1 scenario, and even in a 2v1 scenario there. And plus Tavares just had such a big lead early on, able to just kind of bully everybody around. Everybody just kind of like won their lanes and just didn't relinquish much in the process. So I think we'll see kind of, hey, let's look at this draft a little bit more and kind of get situated here for this third great game. But love it. All the action, nonstop, absolutely fun to see. Absolutely fun to see these top laners just trading blow for blow and getting the better of each other. And just happy to see it. Happy to see the troll finally arriving. Happy to see the correct Trundle build and what it can do in the hands of somebody who's got the lead. So very happy to see the Trundle there.
Yep, very fun to cast, and I do not imagine seeing a blind pick Olaf going into this next game. The Olaf was not able to deal with the Trundle, and that Trundle sort of took over the game. So hopefully some adaptations to the draft in regards to that, and maybe something helping out mid lane more as well. Like you said before, the Zac pick, we didn't see as many early plays on it as we'd like to see. So hopefully something there that can help help the jungler kind of feel more confident in making these early plays, or at least making sure that if you know this mid lane's gonna need help, you're able to help them.
Right here, so we're gonna see here if they're gonna get back into draft here. Yeah, I really think I can't place all the blame on a jungle, right? I played jungle enough to know that it is very complicated role, but early on as a Zac, you have the ability to gank that Azir. You have to take that gank. You have to push that Swain. You have to take that gank. You can't ignore it at level 3. I really thought if he'd have got that early gank and get play better, a lead against the Azir, it's a Swain, that the Swain can just go into the Azir. But instead, we just saw Kazuha just like teeing off on play better in the mid with like no repercussions whatsoever, no care in the world that a Zac was around. Never saw the jungle, and then bot lane. You only saw the early game gank once. You got the flash from Kobita like immediately, but then you didn't go right back to the gank. So kind of crazy to see it. And then on the other side, Outrage got bullied by Zaratoka that first game. Like just outright just got bullied by the Darius. But this game, This game, he comes out with that Trundle and he says, I'm doing the bullying this time, even though he misplayed that first one in a tower and gave Zaratoka a little bit of a catch weight there to catch up a little bit. Still took control of that lane, still bullied Zaratoka around there. Loved it. Absolutely love to see a top come back in there and just, he took a swing and just come right back. And it's like two heavyweights. He throws a left, he throws a right. So now it's game three. Where is this pendulum going to throw? Is Zaratoga going to throw another one out here? Are we going to see, Darius left to Darius Trundle, or are we going to kind of see more of the focus and keep out that Camille band, keep out the Maokai bands that we've been seeing? So you see the Jorvin still being banned out here from the side of RKGK, and then maybe the Maokai ban in return, keeping that in place as well.
Right, and I'm a little surprised here because I believe Rural Knights Gaming had side select for this next game. It looks like they opted to go with the blue side as opposed to the red. I know this top lane matchup has been very volatile, so I was assuming they'd choose red side here for game number 3, but they opt to go for the blue side. So let's see if they have a prio pick that they really like and make this blue side a selection worth it.
So they've been prioritizing that Swain, right? We've seen it every
Yeah.
game so far. It's been their first pick. I would be curious to see if DYN is going to leave that. I mean, they did play against it really good the second game with the Azir, and so they might just go ahead and say, yeah, if you want to play the Swain, go ahead and play the Swain. We do see the Ash still being banned out here as well to Darius, and then obviously the J4 and the Camille. Interesting. I don't see okay. I was gonna say we saw the Silas ban and the Maokai ban. So okay, so pretty much the standard bans that we've kind of seen before. Still keeping that Silas band out, which makes sense. Depending on what the team comps they've been wanting to run, they don't want Silas to have too many ultimates. And again, we see that priority coming right back where we're gonna run it back to Swain.
Yeah.
So now are we going to see the Azir again in response at this point and run that back and maybe see the Varus and the Azir? Because if it don't broke, don't fix it. Yep, we do see the Varus.
Awesome. And I do agree, those were really strong picks last game that were able to put in so much work. We know RKG likes to have these comps that kind of go all in with these engages. So having the Zero locked in for DYNT may not be bad. Don't know if they selected here for R2 though, but maybe later on in the draft. Hopefully we'll see that Azir.
Yeah, we do see the Varus come out. We do see the Mumu come back in. Again, the Mumu can be flexed either in the support role or the jungle role. I mean, Kobita just on the Thresh, landing hook after hook, on the Mumu, just landing Q after Q and getting these bandages down and getting these stuns out has been really good to see. Way better than the Thresh that I know and play with named Soulkeeper because he's terrible at Thresh and he can't play Mumu as well. So and good to see somebody actually landing their skill shots. We do see the Kaisa coming back out here, which is where I thought they were going to go last time when they picked Azuri out and when Kaisa was on the table. So they do go back to the Kaisa this time over the Zaya, and so now back into more of where really they've shined with that ADC pick on back on Kaisa, and now the Janna from
Oh.
Royal Gaming. Interesting.
Right. The Janna is new here in this series, but I do think it is a good pick for RKG. We know that the supports unfortunately been caught out a lot by this Amumu and this Thresh. So putting them in the Janna, allowing them to play further back, hopefully that will prevent the kind of disaster we saw in bot lane like in last game.
It does though put more onus on your ADC dodging everything because if you're going to play even that further back with the Janna, then all the focus and attention is. See, I thought they were going to go the opposite route. I thought, okay, fine. We've been having problems with the skill shots. Let's bust out the Nautilus. Let's bust out something big and beefy that you want to hook or. In my suicidal thoughts that I do on my support picks, I take the brand and I'm like, yeah, please hook me so that I'm closer to land my full combo on you. But we do see the Thresh being picked out here, so now we're going to see the Mumu run in the jungle, and now Thresh coming back over onto that side to be the bottom support player. So now we're going to see again. We see the Yone band pretty standard. Don't want the Yone playing into the Swain. Fiddlesticks being banned out there from the side of DYNT not wanting to see the fiddle, and then banning out the Kled as well for Royal Knights Gaming. So now, are we going to see? We do see the Mundo banned out. Are we going to see the Orn here with the Sejuani? Or are we going to see more of like the Ivern with the Orn? Because I think both of those make a lot of sense in their draft right now, where they're
I
at.
do think Iron Horn would be really strong there. I do. If RKG do lock in the Iron Horn, I am worried about the lack of kind of engage. The only engage you would have there is Orn and Swain. But I think that would be a strong comp to see.
So we do see the Trist coming out as an answer to the Swain. Trist and the Swain is a little bit of a fun matchup. The Trist can really bully it early on. If it gets a lead, then the Swain will never really get into lane with the ultimate. The Trist will just ult the Swain away, and then the ultimate will just kind of go bye at that point. Whereas the Swain, needs time to ramp up into that Trist. So Trista is kind of a bully for Swain early on. Again, we kind of need to see. We do see the Zac coming back out. They are going to run it back here with this Zac wanting that more of an initiator. So, and being able to get access to the back line. We did see a couple of times there, Vibration was able to land the correct, target onto the Varus and get the Varus taken care of when it worked. But again, not able to fully commit and get onto the Varus. And then now we see Royal Knight Gaming coming out with another initiator, another tank coming out with the Malphite. I'm hoping this is a tank Malphite and not full AP insane Malphite, because that is a Tristana and that is a Varus, and they will both blow up the AP. But we will see the Rumble come out in return.
Oh,
This is the first time we've seen a Rumble all league. I don't think I've seen Rumble been played.
oh, they baited you.
Oh, the Gwen. All right. I was gonna get so happy there for a second. So now we see the Gwen coming out. Gwen is scary. Gwen has that ramp up period, and then after a certain period, she's done ramping up, and she just starts running things over. She does struggle early into a mouth fight, but eventually she's just gonna get to a point where the Malphite can't deal with her anymore. And we've seen what happens when you give a top laner a league and able to bully somebody around with a lead. So both of these top laners have been able to play that role, and so now we're gonna have to see who is gonna flinch first on the top lane, who's gonna assert control here, and able to get away from the control. I'm kind of scared for DYNT in this one. You're left with you need to go into scale, you need to trust a bully early, and then you just need Varus and Thresh and Mumu to do the normal things. But you're really calculating on, can Triss get an early lead against Swain? Can Gwen ride out the early game to get control? So DYNT playing these kind of like, highly skilled, highly volatile comps, whereas RKG, has been very steady. You know what their game plan is going in here. They want that front to back. They've got different ways to initiate in here. They have a very, very scary Wombo combo with the Janna, the Zac, and that Malphite, and then the Kaisa and the Swain there for damage. So, you know what they're trying to do. Again, they have that kind of early kind of setup, and just can they ride that and get control of it? What do you think, ZQ? What are you looking to see here?
I'm just really favoring DYNT's draft here. I know you brought out some really good points about RKG and how strong their draft is, but I love to see the Tristana into the Swain, into the Zac, good peel, and sure the Malphite and Zac can kind of engage, but that Moon was kind of there ready for them to disengage, and we were used to seeing Zera. I always keep forgetting his name, Zaratoka on the top lane having a carry and being able to facilitate the game for his team, and putting him on the Malphite now in this top lane means that he won't have as much of an impact as he normally does. And just like last game when he wasn't able to kind of have an impact, they weren't able to win the game. So I'm a little bit worried for RKG here.
So again, right, like Zaratoka, he could go the full AP build on the Malphite, right? If he wants to go the crazy route, there is the possibility he goes that route because he knows he can blow up the Thresh, the Tristana, and the Varus pretty quickly. Then the problem becomes, well, how do you deal with the Gwen over time? And I think that's where this team, Arcade G, is going to struggle with. Is there's going to get to a point where this game where they don't have an answer for Gwen, and when they don't have an answer for Gwen, this game is over because they're not going to be able to deal with her, and she's just going to run everybody down and kill her. So can they get enough of an early game lead to push that lead, to push that tempo to where they can close it out? We've already seen them do this in this series. Can they execute again and get themselves back in here? Play better. Obviously, really bad game on that Swain last time. Unfortunately, just didn't really get much ganking from the high vibration there. And now you've got the Trist. So if you don't deal with the Trist early on, the Trist is going to just bully the Swain right off the lane and make Swain irrelevant because every time Swain gets close, he gets his ultimate. Triss is just going to push him off with his ultimate, and then you're useless. So looks like they've done their homework on and just allowing, even with them first picking Swain like every single match, that they're okay with that because they have answers. They had the Azir the second game, and now the Tristana, which is a great counter as well into the Swain. So the longer this game goes on, the more it favors DYNT. Royal Knight Gaming, again, you've picked solid, but all your eggs are in the basket of you need to get this game done early. Else, the longer this game goes, the harder this game gets. I think I would have liked to see Viger here over the Swain, if I'm being completely honest, or even a Cassiopeia to be able to deal with. Obviously, your first picking it, so you didn't know you were going to be facing Tristana, but something with a little bit more scaling, like the Ornn or something, to be able to have not only the initiation, but scale the Kaisa and the Swain up a little bit further the items there. Okay. Been a great series so far. ZQ, you got anything else before we go into break?
Nope.
All right. So, guys, game 3. See you here in a minute.
To numb the pain for a minute, I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. A broken glass while I'm thinking in my head. I mind my own, I don't even break a sweat. Oh, this madness is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's sad to hear the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. Untold stories, they were left behind. Silent breeze, I got nothing on my mind. This madness is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's sad to hear the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. The zero gravity, they got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. Born in the darkness, fight for the light. If this ever die, I'ma fight for my life. Keep fighting on, yes, I keep fighting on. We keep moving up, you can't hold us up. So I am up above the clouds. So I can't see the ground. So I ain't coming down. So no, I ain't ever coming down. Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me.
All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, game number 3 of this best of 5. We are split 1-1, and now we've got ourselves a Slayer who's in a lot of trouble here. He is going to miss his splash. Kobita is not going to miss his Q, and they are going to let this Gwen get that first blood there. So Kobita is just batting 1,000 on these on these thresh hooks, and Slayer pays the price on that.
And that was possibly one of the worst case scenarios for Slayer right there, blowing his flash and dying.
And
One or the other. Yep.
Yeah. Oops. We'll have to see there if depending on what move I see. I like where Little Juice Pack is starting. This is where you're supposed to start when you're playing the Moo, and then you can choose to either do the cheeky level gank 3 gank bottom, or go straight into the top gank. So I like where he's starting here. We'll have to see how that plays out here, and where that first gank is going to go. But he's playing where you want to see Moo start out here. So. We got the little bit of a lead there. Kobita, again, just landing another hook and already forcing Gianna to be chunked down to half. And now we're going to see them try to push for level 2 and reset it. You know it's coming. Again, here comes Trist. He's going to bully play better with this particular matchup here. This is exactly what Swain needs to avoid. And now we're going to have to see, can High Vibration get something going in one of these lanes to get somebody a lead so he can focus attention out. Because he's got 2 really losing lanes early to work with. And now technically 3, since Outrage is going to have a little bit of a lead there.
Right, and I'm hoping to see some more hooks land on this Kobita, and hopefully we see some action soon. And Mumu is clearing his full top side here, so he's going to take a while due to his pathing gang.
Kobita lands another one. The Flay comes out. Janna running for her life. Toxic got a little too close, took a little bit more damage than he thought he was going to take there from that Kaisa, else he probably was going to finish the Janna out there in a second. But you know who doesn't want to see any more hooks? Spot is probably already tired of seeing these damn hooks coming out and landing repeatedly because Kobita's not missing.
No, he's landed pretty much everyone I've seen so far. I've only seen him miss one. I do wonder if that was a missed kill opportunity. He did have the ignite up. Could have at least gotten the heal from Slayer Ints, but they do still have it, so they have kill pressure still. Does Janna walk it up a bit too far? That could be it for it.
Yeah, I really think after they get out of this game, they've got to rethink how they're doing the spot lane. They've ran the Janna and the Sona. I really would like to see something so Kobita's just not hooking it continuously and brutalizing is it Kuya? Kuya? Somebody tell me in chat how I'm supposed to pronounce that properly so I can pronounce it properly. I'm just
Kuya
from
sounds right.
Texas.
Kazuha.
Kazuha.
Huh.
No. That's Kazuha is the mid lane. I'm talking about Janna, the support of the bot side. Kahua.
Kuya?
Kuya. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Somebody in chat help me out.
Oh, it's just K?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Don't try, okay? Just don't try anymore. That's you're no help, fish. You're supposed to know everything, all right?
Okay, we'll maybe ask after the game.
we'll get somebody to tell us how that's supposed to be pronounced, right? Anyways, up top, Outrage and Zaratoka again trading blows, and unfortunately, Zaratoka is now gonna get punished for Gwen getting that first blood, because now Gwen can already outtrade the Malphite, which is really scary. Kobita does finally miss, but here comes Mumu, and he doesn't need the land. Ooh, Mumu barely misses. Slayer does get chunked down, almost gets Kobita there. Kobita's been playing a thin line between I'm gonna hook and flay somebody to I'm gonna get murdered by somebody, but now here comes the bandage from Juice Pack. Kobita waiting patiently. Ooh, Juice Pack took it into the tower and is going to be in a lot of trouble here in a second. High Vibration missed. But Slayer able to get the kill onto Toxic Koopa. And now it's Koopa that pays the price. A little Juice Pack and Kobita that get away.
I can't believe Juice Pack's the one that lives there.
Man, I cannot believe Juice Pack lived on that. Wow.
He did play it really well, just waiting for the Zaki to come out, kind of teetering between the tri-bush and walking down where the Zac was aiming towards. So he played that fine, but man, that range of the Zaki just barely touching Toxic. Oh, Kobita in a bit of trouble.
Kobita flays and then immediately flashes away. Kobita is playing crazy. That's the only way I can describe. You've got 10% of your health. You should probably back. But he's like, nah, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to try and land a hook.
This is his first back in the first 7 minutes of the game, 6.5 minutes of the game. So, whew, glad he can get some HP now.
Wow. Picks up his items. Going to get back to lane. I almost thought he had enough for to finish boots fully there, but decides not to go crazy there. And get some Moby boots and start roaming, but we do see again the Malphite into Gwen. Gwen already getting that early lead with the first blood. Already has leeching done here, so already has the Omni Vamp. Already going to be kind of problematic for Zera to kind of fight here. And then you have the Trist in the middle with a commanding CS lead on the Swain because of how the Trist interaction with the Swain is, and just able to bully the Swain back to the tower. So again, early control where you want it to be. Your Trist has the lead, your top already has the lead, and Toxic, he got punished early on, but as long as he just stays with Kobita, who lands everything. Meanwhile, the Zac is here. Kobita is in trouble. So is Toxic. Here comes the damage. Toxic is going to take the Lantern from Kobita, but here comes High Vibration. Ooh, the Flay from Kobita, though, is able to block. Kobita doing work for this Varus to try to get away. High Vibration, though, able to get in there, and now Kobita is trapped. Kobita is murdered, and now we have Slayer and company now moving into this Dragon Pit. Because Little Juice Pack was top.
Yeah, so the entire time the play was happening bot side, Little juice packs on topside farming, which I understand if you're really far away, you can't really do much in that play. But that play lasted a really long time. They get dragon, they get 2 right there. So
I
There.
thought he would have immediately gone to Herald. He does look like he is going to start the Herald because the Trist is, got bullying this poor Swain in the tower, and Outrage, just kind of pushed his lane. So, both those guys already got big CS leads on their laners, so now Mumu able to get some work done out of the poor, unfortunate happenings down on bottom. But Kobita and Toxic kind of that for an extremely long time, though,
They did.
to force that chase.
I thought they would live right there. Kobita's just spending so much time with the flays and hooks. Zach could just not touch the Varus Toxic Koopa, but eventually they do get him. And I wanted to mention the solo laners have been gapping their opponents here. 52 CS to 88, 59 to 92. Like, that is a huge CS difference right there. And despite the fact that RKG have the kill advantage, they're 2k gold behind.
Yeah, because their solo laners don't have any CS. They haven't been allowed to play the game.
No.
Or play it better, he's got the Swain, that's been their priority pick every game, but the Azir kind of counters it, the Trist as well, able to bully him around. And again, High Vibration spending a lot of time down here on the bot side, not able to get any relief there for his Swain or Zaratoka up on the top side. So now the ultimate is out immediately. The hook follows up. Slayer is in a lot of trouble here, but he is able to flash and get that away there from Toxic Koopa and able to get the kill on to that Varus. And again, the double kill coming out from Slayer there, able to get this right out the Varus ultimate on top with Kobita's Lantern, and just able to get another double kill on the Slayer. So Slayer able to get some work done and it is now 4-1 himself. So good work there from bot side once again.
Slayer is massive on this guy, so he's going to be the one we're looking to if we want RKG to have a chance of even winning this game or getting to the late game now, because solo laners are really far ahead. As Zach
got canceled there when he tried to escape, and now he's going to get dunked on. So that is what I've been expecting to see from High Vibration. Come in, pick a fight with this Triss, get him to cancel. You saw what happened. Triss was not able to leap and get away, and then able to get an easy kill to play better down in that mid lane, unfortunately, and went over to the Zac. But that's what you kind of want to see from that interaction. Give Play Better some time to catch up there. Really good, glad to see that particular play work out. And again, Kaisa, even with her with RKG kind of like losing in these gold leads, does have a big presence here. Is able to get a lot of work done. But Outrage, you don't want to be taking towers, bud. Ooh, again, he's gonna land the Janna lands a W, and then follows it up and gets the tornado to land again. So Toxic needs to respect that Kuya is gonna land that Dado and get that out. But meanwhile, here comes the Herald. Juice Pack is here. Outrage is here. Here comes the Q. Here comes the ultimate. Down goes the Malphite, and Outrage able to claim the kill, and immediately back on the other side, Toxic is being hunted by High Vibration. Kaisa ultimate to get the kill, but now Kaisa's going to be caught on this backside. Trist is here on the High Vibration and Kua, and he is not able to get this silly Zac down, but now here he comes. Here comes Thresh. Kaza's taking it though. He's able to get killed by the Janna, and now Kobita is on the run. High Vibration is back up. Oh, he flayed him into the tower, and he got it. Slayer's here. Play for Better's here, though. They're going to push into this tower. These are some insane, crazy early game fights. Now you got Zaratoka going back into Outrage, but Little Juice Pack is here again. Here comes the stun. Outrage is backed off a little bit, and now Little Juice Pack trying to tank, trying to allow Gwen to catch up. The flash back in from Zaratoka. He claims the kill, gets the shutdown, but now he's stunned, and now the return fire from Little Juice Pack. So these guys are not done fighting.
the chaos.
just wanting to trade blows. Even Jana got the kill there.
Right.
Just cutting her off. That's
The-
what that's called. Just cutting her off.
The chaos, the bloodshed, Jana just auto attacking the Tristana and eventually getting the kill. That was that was amazing to see the Jana kind of just auto the Tristana to death. Zach does fall there in return, but it's it's a sight to behold.
Zach falling to the thresh, Jana killing the Tristana. Now Kobita is caught out in no man's land. Doing a little dance here though. I don't know if he wanted to turn back into this fight, but Kobita is gonna flay 3 people, and just now here comes Saratoga on this backside. I don't know what Kobita was thinking, turning back around back into the fight, but Kobita does die here, and these fights are crazy. They're not done yet. They're still trading blows here, and you would think one team would slow down and be like, "Nah, we'll get some objectives done here." But no, we're just gonna come back to fighting. We don't care.
This is League of Legends, a game for fighting, not for macro or running around kicking objectives.
That's right. Just straight bludgeon each other.
Yeah,
Kobita
this is a battle arena.
lands the hook, gets the flay out, and now Kaz is in the middle, but Kaz is forced to back out. I don't think he realized that Kobita had flashed away, and now Slayer taking some tower shots, but Kazuha gets killed early. Varus is not here. Ooh, you can see Kobita lands the flay and stops high vibration from landing in. Kobita again claiming the life of Zach for a second time in a minute and a half. And now Gwen is just sitting here slicing and dicing, waiting patiently for Slayer to get too close in. But Varus, Toxic, maybe the only kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna take, I'm just gonna farm. I'm just take objectives solo bottom without all the insanity. Just sitting here, collecting CS, farming away,
And
getting this tower low.
RKG is looking a lot better now. They are still behind in gold, but they haven't been able to take some objectives. They've been able to put some pressure on the map, and this Kaisa is putting in work. Slayer Int is putting in work.
Zuha is now chasing the Malphite, leaping on top, getting closer. Tuka's in trouble. Kazuka is going to get some little help there from little Juice Pack to take him down and get the kill. So Zaratoka on this Malphite goes Abyssal Mass first. I'm not liking it. Down half in CS to the Gwen as well. So, we talked about it earlier where this Gwen was going to get to a point where they weren't going to be able to deal with it. And you can already see what's going to happen here. The Gwen's already twice the CS of the Malphite. Outrage is in full control of that fight. The Malphite cannot match. And now who are you going to send to deal with Gwen? She's already got Riftmaker done. She's gonna get scary here. Kaisa, it's all in Slayer's hands, really. That's where all the gold difference is at this point. She does have that first item, almost second item done, but ooh, I mean, even with Toxic being 0-4, I'm still scared of Gwen just kind of like outscaling and giving time for Varus to catch up.
Yep. It's a ticking time bomb here for this Gwen. Soon she's gonna be drawing so much pressure on the side lanes.
She's got that Nashers, so she's already got 2 items, and now you can kind of see Mumu is already coming on the backside. Juice Pack is gonna land a stun. Here comes the ultimate. Outrage is gonna come in. Janna is going to ultimate to escape. I don't think Gwen realized that little Juice Pack was that close, else Outrage probably gets that kill on Janna before Janna ultimates, but again, forces the ultimate to still come out there, but the ultimate does land. So Toxic immediately gets targeted by the Zac, but Outrage is kind of alone here. So Outrage is just going to push it. I don't really think any one person is going to be able to match this Outrage right now. Let's see how much work is done here.
Right, let's see if Swing can handle this Gwen, or if they're gonna need some backup in a second. No objectives coming up for a while. Looks like everyone's just playing it slow. Oh, as it did that.
Does flash immediate away. It does play high vibration into the tower, and now the Q follow-up from Toxic, almost enough to claim. Meanwhile, Outrage down bottom. Play cannot deal with this. Outrage doesn't care that there's a tower here. He's just gonna back it up and wait. That's scary. That is way scary. That play almost got one combo from the Gwen, and it's not even a 3-item Gwen.
And Outrage would have got the kill there on Play Better, but he missed the last his last ultimate proc, and that's the only reason that Swain survived. If that last ultimate proc would have landed, he would have died. So he's already strong enough to take that 1v1.
That's not scary or terrifying at this point. Meanwhile, you have Triss, the tower bully, up here on the top side. You know, he's got his Kraken Slayer. He's already got his almost his IE done here. He's got his BF sword. Very, very scary damage coming out of both the Gwen and the Triss. Yavaris is still behind, but the Toxic has the benefit of Gwen being this ahead and the Triss being able to just kind of bully what he wants. That he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be ahead at this point. He can sit back, get back into the game, do some farming, and they still have to deal with the big giant raid boss that is Gwen. Will we see a hole breaker Gwen?
Hopefully so, but looks like Dragon is up now. Gwen is just soloing it with the rest of Team Zone.
Oh, Kobita immediately realizes that Janna's out of position, goes up and just plays her. Now the ultimate is out from Juice Pack, and Zac gets deleted in a matter of a second. And even with his passive, he is going to fall. So Janna out of position, gets caught. Zac followed up. And now,
That's
rather
Baron.
than doing Dragon, they're going straight to Baron at 20 minutes. I absolutely cannot tell you how much I love seeing a 20-minute Baron. They can't stop this. I don't even think they can fight this.
No, they can't walk in unless Chris pulls a miracle play, but it's not even close
This is a
enough.
Varus and a Triss. So this Baron is going to melt in a matter of seconds. 20 minutes and 18 seconds, and that Baron was
Absolutely gone. And the Dragon's still up. It looks like they're going for that now.
We have Raid Boss Gwen here pushing with Baron, and so now they can afford to just kind of sit here and wait. And they have no vision, so when this Janna and this go in, they have to go in all together. And right now, they are, but the Thresh is on the backside here, and Dragon's already dead. So here comes High Vibration. The damage is there. They do land the ultimate on Outrage. Outrage is going to fall here in a second because they were not fighting. They were trying to back out, and Outrage thought they were fighting. And meanwhile, Kobita on this and his Toxic are running from Play Better. Here comes High Vibration back onto Toxic. He is going to catch him, and now Kaisa is going to get on top. So a little bit of a misplay and a miscommunication there. I thought they were going to fight, and they didn't. And because of it, Outrage got caught out, and then Toxic ultimately got cut out. So a little bit of a whoopsie there. Kobita, again, just landing these insane hooks. Meanwhile, the flash from Juice Pack comes out. The ultimate re-hooks Play Better. And now Triss is just going crazy in this backside. Here comes the reset. He does not get the hook on that one, but he lands Kobita hooks again on Janna. My goodness. Kazuha is going to get the reset. Down goes this crazy Kobita hook. And Flay keeping his Tristana alive.
And no way!
Goodness, Kobita. What in the world are you doing?
They won that fight 3v4. Had the Malphite turn into a 3v5, and Suge went TP'd in at the end of that fight. But that is amazing. The fact that they were able to turn that play around, and now they get so much value. This entire mid is going to be gone.
Kobita landing 3 perfect hooks, weaving in and out to set that up for his team. Kazuha just showing up and just claiming these kills at will with Mumu in the background, just stunning targets up. 3v4, they had no problems taking that fight. Wow. Kobita's hooks are just insane watching that. That was just absolute madness. You know, didn't have one of your damage dealer, didn't have 2 of your damage dealers, and still managed to with 1 damage dealer get that much work done, get the inhib down, and get those kills onto your Tristana. So your Tristana now has the Quick Blaze done, has the Kraken Slayer, working towards her third item. Varus again doesn't need to be in this game right now. Like they don't need her damage. They have a lot. Outrage just deleting targets here. Gonna claim life of Janna. Zaratoga uses the ultimate to run. When you're when your Malphite has to use the ultimate to run, there's a problem. And they don't even have all their damage dealers here. Varus isn't here. Tristana
Yep.
isn't here. They did that with 3 again and able to claim the life of 1, waste the ultimate as Zaratoga, and again, High Vibration is fixing to get ultimated by Mumu. Kobita landing the hook in the background on Slayer, taking the right over the wall, and now Juice Pack is also going to claim the life there on the Slayer. And now you have Kobita again play better, giving Toxic time to get the damage in. What a Lantern there. What a play from Kobita. And down again, here comes the play, the flash away. The damage is on the Zaratoga. Finally, Kaz is like, oh, maybe I should fight with my team. I was just farming some CS and taking some towers. I'll just show up at the last second. Here comes Outrage, just casually on this Janna again. Moo with the stun, with the combination. Down goes the last of the turret. Nexus under assault. And this game over at 24 minutes. Outrage going absolutely Balishnikov, and Kobita again. The hooks. Oh my goodness, Kobita. These hooks are just insane.
Who is Kobita and how does he keep getting away with this? Every single look seems like he cannot miss it. Setting up so many great plays for his team this fight and this entire game as a whole.
Kobita had the presence of mind to not hook Zach, not hook the Malphite, waited for Slayer to come up, and then immediately lands the hook on Slayer, pulls himself over the wall, flays, lands the lantern to get his teammate into the fight, ends the life of Slayer when Slayer just showed up.
And that
Wow.
and that was a pivotal final moment right there. The final hook over the wall onto the onto Slayer Ints and just collapsing on him completely. It was just something that you don't really see people have the presence of mind to do typically, but he knew he could do it and he pulled it off.
Just absolutely insane. The damage numbers across the board. Mumu with actually 16k damage, Outrage with 16k damage, both Varus and Triss at 11k, and the Thresh at 8k. And really, Kaisa, I mean, Slayer had his moments to get the damage in, but just the way their comp is built, I don't think that Janna pick is working for him. Whenever we've seen this Thresh, he's just making plays. You've got to put some beef in front of that and allow if he's going to hook something, you need to make him pay. It made it pay for him the first game because when they had the Darius out there, able to kind of negate it. But these, enchanters, these supports going into that Thresh matchup, it's just picking them clean. He's making them pay for it. And I really think they need to either not allow this Thresh or to play something beefy into that matchup, like the Nautilus, or even steal the Imumu and play that one. And stop allowing Kobito to just like abuse these poor uh, enchanter supports. But what do you think, ZQ? What a game.
I
A
agree with you in that.
series.
Seeing something kind of respond to this stretch, maybe like a Nautilus or maybe even an Amumu takeaway, right? We know that the INT loves playing this Amumu. Taking that away and putting him in the support role could be some sort of peel and something that can help kind of alleviate the pressure this stretch has, or could be as a has as a person, as a threat down there in the bottom lane.
So pretty crazy there. You kind of Slayer on that Kaisa, or the Zaya, and then just kind of like being able to get his damage in, but just not able to get some of these kills down with the support being just absolutely murdered and abused. And these teams right back to it, just right back in the draft, no break, no gun, let's go. Let's throw down 2-1 series lead now for DYT. They can close us out right now. And how does Royal Knights Gaming respond? Like, are we going to see them get away from some of the bans they've been doing and really focus in on Kobita, who's just putting in work? Like, even the game he lost, he was really putting in work. The thresh hooks are working, but now just like, do you how do you stop this bleeding? Do you change your pace and allow some of these other picks that you were kind of fearing to come through, or do you hold the picks that you want, keep picking the Swain even though it looks like they have a matchup and they have picks against it? What do you do? What do you do if you're RKG here?
Like we talked about, it's very hard to kind of deal with that, especially with the skilled players as Kobita is, knowing that it's not just a single threat, right? I mean, Kobita was definitely a problem setting up these amazing plays, but top lane was dominating as well, mid lane was dominating as well. So it has to be a multifaceted solution to this kind of draft phase to kind of make sure that yes, Kobita isn't the main playmaker in this team, but you're also able to get a lead or at least even somewhat on these top end mid lanes. Because if you can't do that, then there's really no hope.
So again, they keep the same two. They're keeping the Jarvan ban. They're keeping the Camille ban. They're not allowing these two. So we're more likely going to see the Silas as their last ban. So again, DYNT comes out. Okay, we're not going to allow the Darius. We're not going to allow the Ash, which has kind of been their two standard bans after the Darius went crazy on the first game. So yeah, RKG elects to keep the Silas ban and then the Maokai ban coming out. So they're perfectly fine playing, keeping these matchups the same. So now, do we see them get away from the swing? Are we going to see, now that we've seen two counters to the swing, do you keep prioritizing that pick, or do we play better on something different, or do we stop picking mid first and instead pick our bot first? Because we know bot plays the Saya, we know that he plays the Kaisa. So okay, all right, so yeah, this is what I expected. RKG is saying, okay, fine. We know that we're going to play the Saya. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And then immediately DYNT comes back and says, okay, well, if you don't want to play the Swain, we'll take the Swain and play it. So kind of a little bit of a funny pick here. But now does DYNT get in their minds to go, this Swain's a flex. We can run this flex. We can run this top. We can support. We can run this ABC. No, all right. They decided to go right back to the Mumu. So um, that's been their flex. They've actually played the support and in the jungle. I was kind of thinking that they were not going to ban the Camille and that they were going to ban the Mumu, but they decided to let the Mumu through again, and now the Mumu again can kind of go wherever it wants. So, do you pair the Nautilus with the Kaisa? Do you get away? Ooh, now DYNT's reading my mind and says, guess what?
They know.
We'll play the Nautilus.
They're kind of, I think they're trying to shut down this RKG strategy here of getting that beefy support in. They took away the kind of two strongest supports right there that are easier to play. You could always play the Thresh or the Blitzcrank in the support role for RKG, but that is those are harder champions to play. So they may go ahead and go again with the John. Hopefully it works this
See,
time.
I think this is a mistake. If you see the Nautilus like that, you have to pick the more. You have to pick the Morgana. You take the shield. You take away his ability to really to negate the Q follow in. Taking the Janna here, I think, is a big mistake because it just means you're still going to get anchored down by the Nautilus, and now you've got the ultimate that's going to follow down on top. So. I really wish they would have picked the Morg here if they were going to go that route, but they take the Janna instead. And then immediately we see the Seraphine come out and the Volibear come out as well. So Seraphine could still be ADC, could still be mid. So it's kind of like, I think you're playing right into DYNT's hands at this point in time. You haven't really adapted your picks down bot. Um, and I think it's going to come back and bite. I like the Nyla here. I really like the Nyla paired with the Nautilus and the Mumu. You kind of have that. It's not quite the Samira levels of all in, but it is kind of like, hey, we're going to get up close and personal, and see you guys how you guys can deal with this. So.
Right.
Immediately say, hey, if you want to be up close and personal, guess who we're taking away? We're going to ban the Sway this time because if you want to be up close and personal, let's take that toy away. So
And this is DYNT kind of throwing down the gauntlet, saying, "We want to fight your bot lane. We think we can win bot lane. We're gonna we're gonna all in this." Now, listen, Mumu, Nyla, this is the best way to play through a bot here. And RKG, I don't know if they're set up for that or if they're ready for that. Sure, they have the prior pick on Kaisa. Sure, they have the peel from the Janna. But we need to see some jungler or some mid laner that can help get them through this laning phase in the bot side. Otherwise, it might just be game.
Yeah, I think the Volley Bear is a little bit. I don't think they should have picked a Volibear here. I think they should have picked something more on that bot side to help maybe the Morg, or at least maybe save that Volibear pick for later on, and pick jungle here, maybe the Swedjani or something, to give yourself a little bit more beef and engage versus disengage. Because now you've lost, they're saying, okay, fine, you've lost the Ari, you've lost the Swain, which the Ari ban to me at this point, I'm not I'm not a big fan of. There's no way they can really play an Ari in this comp anyways, the way it's currently set up, because now you've got even less of a front line, and you're more, this team wants to go in. So yeah, the Oriana here makes a lot of sense for DYNT. You have delivery, you have the Mumu, you have the Nautilus going to be up close anyways. You have the Nautilus up close. You have this ball delivery system built in, so you can pick it. But instead, flashing of Renekton. Okay, all right. That is a little bit of a crazy pick, but I don't. Is Renekton working a Volibear still?
They want to go all in. It looks like, and I'm assuming they're assuming that this volley is a top volley bear and not a jungle volley.
I can't remember how Renekton works in the Volibear. The Aurelion Soul coming out, so now finally Royal Gaming has kind of brought out some more scaling, big team fighting competition. The problem with the Aurelion Soul pickup in this particular matchup is you are inviting yourself that Sender pick. That Sender pick here, or that Victor pick here, into that Aurelion Soul matchup. We do see the Olaf being picked up here, but again, it's just an Olaf with the Janna. Yeah, you've banned the Trundle this time around, and now it looks like you're going to get. Oh, we were all wrong.
Whoa.
Wow. If they pick that Trendemir for mid, that's insane, right? Because maybe you run the Nautilus mid? Maybe?
No, I mean I've seen Trinimir mid work before, and it definitely can be punishing against Aurelion Soul. But I don't know if they'll actually run that in this game. That seems very risky.
Okay, all right. The LeBlanc here. Okay, I was like, you're gonna go crazy with that Trendemir. Okay, so they picked the LeBlanc into the Orion Soul matchup to kind of get on top. The problem with the LeBlanc in this particular matchup, it's fine into the Orion Soul. It works into the Kaisa and the Janna. LeBlanc does not work so well into Volibear and Olaf. Doesn't work well at all. It kind of has to get in and out very quickly and then run away, because both of those will kind of kill before. But more fireworks from DYT. They've got this front to back. Now this assassin mid lane in here. They're going all in.
Right.
I really thought the Oriana made a ton more sense with their comp, but they've elected for the LeBlanc and the spiciness here. Olaf, no Trundle this time, so that's good, but no real front line. I mean, you have the Volibear, kind of tanky, but you're in a situation where you're going to be eating cues from the Mumu. You're going to be eating cues from the Nautilus and a Renekton. And your front line, I mean, your Volibear, you're basically trying to get your Volibear into these fights and then pass into this Nyla. I'm not sold on RKG's comp here.
I agree with you. I feel like DYNT have the easier to execute comp, and knowing how quickly they can win this early game, I don't see Aurelion Soul ever becoming relevant unless they just don't secure objectives fast enough or don't close the game out fast enough. I don't know how RKG kind of get themselves into this game and into the state they want to be through the late game.
Yeah, no, I think the Oriana would have made more sense from DYNT, although I can understand why you put the LeBlanc in there. You wanted to be able to get into that Kaisa and Janna and just like delete them off the board before the fight even started. So I think you still would have gotten that same effect with the Oriana, plus the added benefit of having the ball delivery system for the Wombo combo and then the shields on Nyla. But I can understand wanting to go more spicy with the with the LeBlanc here, but again, this time around, Roll Night Gaming, they kind of had this front to back, this whole concept these first couple games, but they could never quite get it to work right with that Thresh being able to pick off their enchanter type support. So rather than countering with something more beefy, Now they've gone even more to the side of, we don't really need a tank. We're just gonna kind of play this weird comp with the Orion. So I don't like their team structure here. I think they're in trouble. I don't see how they get out of this mid game.
I agree. This is a very hard job for them, but I'm still holding out hope. I do want this game to get into or the series to get to 5 games, and I think either way we'll have exciting fights here. We'll see a lot of exciting moments from LeBlanc, and if we get into that late game, I know Aurelion Sol can absolutely shred through the team comp, the DYN draft. So we'll see.
So predictions are now live. Game 4, get your predictions in. DYNT in this best of 5 is now ahead 2-1. If they win, finals is over. They are your summer split champs. If Royal Knights Gaming wins, we now then go to our game 5 when we tied at 2-2. So expect some fireworks. These guys have been fighting all the way through. Top lane has been a brutal bash. Bot lane has been a brutal bash. And really, kind of the only lane that we didn't see that many fireworks is just because they pushed the Swain around and bullied him out of lane was kind of mid lane. So now that we've got the Aurelion Sol versus LeBlanc matchup, though, I'm expecting this LeBlanc to really be in the face of the Aurelion Sol, not give the Aurelion Sol any time to really farm the scale like the Aurelion Sol wants to do. But man, this early game, I expect an invade. I expect Nautilus to go all in, trying to catch out this Janna, this Dragon, or this Kaisa early on. And I hope Royal Knights Gaming is gonna somehow find a way to manage and play dodgeball from Kobita, just going crazy again.
Yeah. Let's see these Nautilus hooks. I'm ready.
All right, so we're seeing the points coming in on those predictions. ZQ, any final words before I take our break going into this game 4?
No final words, but I do hope RKG can make it through this early game relatively unscathed and get this Aurelion Sol online and this Kaisa to the 3 items she needs to become the monster that she is. If we can get there, then we can see them take this win and get us to a game 5.
All right, you heard it here first. Points are on there. Predictions are up. Get your points in. I would say Soul Keeper and Oni bet your points, but all your points are belong to me. They're my points. It's a beautiful thing. And we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Zero gravity. They got this quick change, so it like a mid-phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist red. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. So I'm up above the clouds. So I can't see the ground. So I ain't coming down. So no, I ain't ever coming down. I can feel how I'm changing. I don't know if I'll ever go back. All the ways that you make me, build me up on the things I lack. I don't ever wanna lose you now. 'Cause I don't think I'll make it hear me now. 'Cause it's you and only you. I don't know where the time goes, just flies when I hold you close. In my arms with your eyes closed, for the first time I've got hope. I don't ever wanna lose you now.
Because it's you and only you.
All right, welcome back. Game number 4. There's a Nautilus on the table, so I'm expecting an invade.
It looks like it as they're walking down the mid lane here.
Ooh, doing it the cheeky way too. They're gonna do the 4-stack here, and walk right in, and now they're gonna be seen here. Ooh, is the volley go? The volley is gonna get away just at the last second, but now are they gonna get any vision here? Are they gonna lay anything down? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no wards placed down. Just oh, there it is. Toxic Cooper placed the ward down. Did early invade, some good vision. Now just gonna walk out of there. Something to note: the Olaf didn't walk into the red side, red buff, so they don't have any vision in return.
Yeah, he elected to opted to stay top. He also elected this time to take the long sword rather than taking the shield as he had taken in the last few matchups. So we'll have to kind of see how that plays out. And again, little juice pack starting over there on that side there. Might actually been able to get a quick invade and take the buff. There is no vision there, so he actually does have the ability to do this if he really wants to, but doesn't look like he's.
Yeah, and they know the Volibear started at the bot side here, so they should be worried about early game top side. So let's see what Renekton does with this information. If Outrage is able to put the wave in a good spot in the next minute or so.
We will see Kaz there. I'm gonna just casually there, go ahead, get a little bit of cheeky damage and play better there. And now Zaratoka with the level 2 before Outrage is gonna get a lot of damage there on the poor little Outrage who's not able to stay in range. He's eating a ton of damage there. Didn't even Did need a tower shot there, and Mumu is now there on the backside, so we'll have to see if Outrage can, there we go, get to, and kind of wait for Zaratoka one more time to get in here. Here comes the stun, here comes the first blood. Juice Pack able to get that kill on the Olaf there, so Outrage this time getting the assistance, and Zaratoka getting a little bit too greedy there and losing his life for it, so.
Right, that is really bad for Zaratoki. Oh.
Oh my goodness, Kobita again, just rooting down the target. Toxic is chunking down Slayer, but able to just kind of like get a lot of work in there just off the root alone. And again, especially with the Zaya, like they're gonna have the level advantage. They're gonna naturally push their lane faster, and all it's gonna take is a good hook and root, and down goes whoever they go. Here comes the flash. He does miss, unfortunately. If he'd landed, that'd have been a kill. But he does miss. He is walking down on his backside, and he is going to turn around widely. Outrage as well, again trading up top there with Zaratoka, but here comes Kobita landing on top. The root is out. Toxic is going to get the damage in, and ooh, dangerously though, there goes Kua. Here comes the chains. They're going to root. Little Juice is going to land on his hook and target, and now he's going to flash away. Damage is going over there. Root is coming down. Kuhua is going to flash away at the last second. Here comes the root landing on Slayer, but he charges forward anyways. He flashes ahead, and Kobita is now being claimed. Slayer able to get that kill on there, but here comes Mumu on this backside. Is not quite gonna make that one. Juice Pack might want to get away there, sir. You are taking way too much damage here. Here comes the kill.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Kua just cutting her off. Does not get the triple kill over his ADC. Outrage, meanwhile, is gonna try to get the flash in. Misses the combo.
That was fun to see from Little Juice Pack. He thought I could get more down there and make it happen. But walks in, immediately regrets and starts waddling away. But yeah, Mumu, you're slow. You're waddling away. And Kaisa's just building her stacks up on you. She kills you, and now you bait your own ADC to her death.
Wow. That was a little bit of a whoopsie on that part. I think if he sees the replay with his coach, there's going to be a question on that one, and he's going, yeah, I messed that one up. I might have messed that one up.
Yeah.
We'll see Kobita going way deep into this jungle. We're going to have to see if High Vibration gets caught here, because High Vibration thought he was getting cheeky, but now on the return side, he finds out the hard way. He's going to flash away, but he's still going to go down. Kobita is going to claim his life. He never saw Kobita, you dirty, sneaky little son of a gun. Walked all the way around with his ward, knew where High Vibration was going to be at, and just literally just placed that perfectly. Outrage, meanwhile, now is going to chase down Zaratoka, who's trying to run away, and is going to use his ghost to get out of there. So Outrage, Kobita, again with the hook. My goodness, would you stop landing everything? My word, man.
Someone took this man for a script.
Right in, lands a stun, takes the kill, walks right out. We're talking about this matchup in the Renekton, in the Olaf, and now he's able to just walk in after getting a little bit of help there early on, and now he gets the 1v1 kill versus Zaratoka on that top side matchup, and CS difference is not pretty at the moment. Not pretty at all.
Right, Outrage is performing really well on the top lane right here. Knowing the limits of Renekton, was able to get that solo kill and then another kill later on with the help of their Mumu. But ever since then, he's just been in control of that lane right there. And I do have to wonder what High Vibration's kind of plan is as his Volibear. He's trying to counter jungle right now, but hasn't been able to make a lot happen on the map.
He's been caught out, unfortunately. I mean, he's still farming really well, but he's been caught out. Kazua is going to leap back. Oh, she outbaited High Vibration on that one. Took her image back, waited for High Vibration to came, and then went right back on top to solo out the Aurelian Soul. So exactly what you want to see early on from the block. And High Vibration not able to do anything about it.
Kazuha, that was crazy. Absolutely styled on this volley bear and Aurelian Soul. Should have been rooted immediately, but played it perfectly. Didn't get volley bear. Never was able to get the stun off. Misses and hits the clone, and just able to kill the Asol there. Push the wave in and just kind of punish. Just played so beautifully there from Kazuha.
She is able to secure the kill. That now gives her 2. Interesting enough, Kobita lands another one, but realizes, I don't want to be here no more. Starts running away immediately when he realizes that there is now a high vibration here. And now gives a lot of information to Mumu to let him know, hey, they're not there. They're not up top side. You're free to take this buff. He's bot side, and there's nothing here for him. So Kobita, again, waits, gets him in the tower this time, waits, walks her up, roots her, and then throws out the ultimate, but high vibration is still waiting in the wings, and Kazuha comes through, gets the kill again on this Aurelian Soul. That's 3 kills on this LeBlanc against this Aurelian Soul, who's already in a lot of trouble in this lane. So high vibrations here, they're trying to push this lane away, but Mumu now realizes, hey, you're spending so much time here, you let me have your jungle, and now you're letting me have a free Herald, I'm going to take it.
Right, and this looks like high vibration is trying to get his volley in the head, kind of play towards them, and get them further. That's how they kind of were able to get their lead last game, and Zaratoka.
Outrage. One combo almost takes down.
Has some recall right there, loses a whole wave. You can lose some
Now
time
we
in
see
the
the
top lane.
volley coming in on the backside. He does get rooted into this tower. Toxic trying to get away, but he's not able to get away for long. But Janna able to kite out, and the damage is just there. Here comes Kohit. Oh, Slayer's gonna pay for that with his life. And now here comes LeBlanc. And now here comes the Aurelian Soul on the side. Trying to get away desperately.
Yeah, and DK, Jenna and and what's your name? Kaisa? Kaisa kind of butchered that dive down there, giving away the 2 free kills after they already claimed 2. That's unfortunate, but at least they were able to get a bit of gold on them.
Little Juice Pack does miss here and does take a tower shot, so he's still waiting, but he's gonna ultimate. Oh, Outrage. Outrage was not expecting Juice Pack to keep fighting. And now here comes Vibration with Outrage on this backside. He does flash over the wall, but Outrage is trying to take high vibration, and Zaratoka is waiting in the wings. Here comes the stun. Here comes... Pass missed. And now he's going to get caught out himself and go down. Now Toxic. Out by himself in no man's land. I don't know where Kobita was, but
Yeah, but Toxic did not need to be in that bush.
Oops. Zua trying to get this kill on a vibration. Does land the combination, does land the stun. Is able to get the kill, and now Play Better is not going to stick around here and do this chase because it's a 4-0 LeBlanc.
Right, great kill there from Kazuha. Great job recognizing the Ignite's going to kill the Volley Bear. I need to leave before this Ace gets too much damage on me. And
just outplaying the Aurelian Soul right now. Kobita chasing Janna in a bush. Kind of Outrage is going to dive all the way through and start proxying, doing his best Senge impression. Just proxy the lane.
Rift Shield looked like it had to be summoned. Maybe it was timed out.
Zuha. Just a combination there. Doesn't care about the tower shot. Look at Play Better. Look at Outrage trying to claim this kill. I thought he was going to flash over that wall.
Me too. I was looking at his flash summon there. I was like, oh no, is Play Better dead here? But like he was able to live. And I think Kazuha would have been able to kill him had the skill shot lane, had the root ability land. But
Kobita on this backside lands the root on top. Kuhua is forced to immediately ultimate, and now Slayer is chunking this damage out, but I don't think she realizes that Juice Pack is there as well. Juice Pack lands a combination. Q stun follow up. Toxic Koopa is finally going to get a kill, but no. Nautilus lands it with an auto attack. Whoopsie. He's cutting her off.
Yep. And they may. Yep, I was waiting for it.
Kobita lands the hook with the follow-up toxic, then dies to the tower. Kobita, you dirty, dirty number.
They just did not respect the hook there, and I don't know if you're recalling on the tower and you see the Mumu and the Nautilus kind of walking up towards you. You gotta respect that and walk away. There's no minions between you. You know your recall timer is still another 2 or 3 seconds before it's finished, so you gotta respect that a little bit. Otherwise, you just give another 2 free kills like that.
Oh, Kazua's here. Play better. Oh, wow. She lands that chain. I really saw was dying.
Right, and it's always these close moments where play better just barely survive.
Outrage combo on Zaratoka takes in almost 30%. Play better's here on the side, so Outrage just needs to slow it up.
Outrage does have ultimate. I think he may be able to turn this 2v1.
Here comes the chains versus the flash. That's very nice. Outrage is waiting. Ultimate is out, stun is out, but he's still in tower range. He still took one too many shots, I think. Zaratoka is gonna. Outrage is a little too close to that particular tower. Here comes Kazua though, like just able to just juke and just dodge. Here comes the stun. Here comes the root. Here comes the auto attack.
Kazua on this LeBlanc.
Oh, that LeBlanc is 6-0. Wow.
Static shift versus item LeBlanc as well. This is frightening.
Kobita's just sitting here, just sponging damage. He missed. He's okay with it. It's alright. He's just kiting a little bit. Now here comes back. Lands on top. The ultimate immediately comes out from Janna, but now the ultimate coming back onto Slayer, and now Slayer is rooted up. Toxic's on the chase. Now we see the teleport coming in, forcing them to go back. Playbetter's here, but Kobita lands an anchor again on top of Slayer. The shield at the last second from Janna. Janna's out of mana, and not wanting really. Kobita just no health left, still playing Insanity.
Uh-oh. Everyone's coming.
On this backside. Mumu's here. Oh, even with the Janna stun, here comes the ultimate. Outrage is now on top. Play better's in trouble. Here comes the stun landing. Little Juice Pack gonna claim that kill, and now these guys, they are forced. They cannot possibly.
They're still looking.
Come on. Here comes Kazua. Just wow. Oh, Little Juice Pack landing the stun. Outrage landing the stun. Kazua landing the chains. Now landing forward. She's gonna get out at the last second with 1 hit left.
And they're absolutely running over them. They just run forward, press all their buttons, dash forward, get the CC off, and Kazuha is huge on this LeBlanc, doing so much damage, diving under towers. She's a menace.
Ludens is done. The static is done. I mean, really, Kazuha, you could have made the argument to actually go Magi's with that big of a lead, but you know you didn't do the stylistic one. You just went with the regular build. But just absolutely just going ham on Play Better, and the rest of this team not able to deal with this LeBlanc right now. And it's looking real bad for Rollline Gaming if they can't get a kill onto this LeBlanc soon. High Vibration is just being chased down. The ultimate is out from Little Juice Pack. He is going to claim the life there of High Vibration. And Kaz nearly one comboed the Volley Bear. And Little Juice Pack is waiting here. Kazua is going to eat a Nado, and I think there's a misplay there. I think all Little Juice Pack need to do is land. Now here comes the ultimate. Here comes the Q. Kazua on this backside is fixing to delete these targets. Down goes the Kaisa, and you know Olaf is able to get a kill onto the Nautilus, but Kazua is still here in the backside, ready to kill these two players. If they can't get this Aurelian Soul dead, she is able to get the kill there. Kazua is just sitting here, just collecting kills, but finally shut down by the Olaf. Meanwhile, on this top side, Harold has now been pushed out. Renekton is just calmly like, well, if you guys aren't going to fight me,
I'll just take everything.
just take your stuff.
Give me at least the top tower secured, but Dragon is lost there. RKG is able to claim their first dragon of the game. So it was a weird fight, kind of there in that jungle. It looks like everyone was kind of on different pages. Some people want to go in, some people didn't want to. But at the end of the day, RKG come out on top and are able to secure this drag. Yeah, maybe I'm speaking too soon.
Yeah, but Zaratoka was able to get 1k off the shutdown, plus he got a double kill or triple kill off of that, so you need to be careful here. There are on the backside there. Vibration is able to get the dragon, but he is just getting abused by Koopa and Kobita. He is trapped in this corner, but now the Olaf is here, and that's the big scary one. He is big, but now the chains are out. The Olaf is CC immune for the moment, but not able to finish off Toxic, and even though he's able to get the my goodness, little juice back in the back, just claiming the lives. Kazuha just here, just a monster, just double kills casually, and now she's on the hunt for Ryan's soul. She's gonna catch this Ryan's soul. She's gonna W over here, right? She can't possibly.
Oh, she's walking the wrong way.
Juice Pack finds it. Juice Pack lands a stun. Juice Pack is saying, "Here, Kaz, come take a kill," and down goes the Ryan's.
11 and 1 down. Mid inhib open up. Tier 2 bot may be gone here too.
You're down 10k. Kazuha is just absolutely taking control of this game. Is 11 and 1 on the LeBlanc. One inhib is already claimed. The second one is on its way, but they are going to back off at the last minute. But now bot tower is being pushed, and I don't know how Royal Knight stops this bleeding.
Right, and I would say that was a very expensive ocean dragon there. I mean, you've already secured it, and they send more people there. Oh, the fight's about to break through.
Little Juice Pack is here on the backside. The stun is on Kazuha, who's trying to kite away. High Vibration's health pool nearly vanishes from one combo from Kaz, who's now running away from all of their team, while Renekton is still up top by himself. Ooh, Slayer's fixing to get stunned out. Outrage. Ooh, Slayer does not have a good ultimate time there. Outrage is chasing down Slayer. Outrage does not care about your towers and is going to claim the life of Slayer and finish off an inhib.
Yeah, Slayer looked like he couldn't get out of melee range from Outrage, and I guess that's what Renekton does with all his stuns and his dashes, but maybe approaching that fight from the wrong angle. I think the top inhib goes down either way, and but Slayer was just not able to execute on that 1v1.
Yeah, Slayer should not have taken that 1v1 with Outrage on that side. You need to let that inhib fall. Kobita says, okay, let's go ahead and start this Baron and see if they'll fight us. I don't see how. Olaf is bottom, Volley is bottom, and they will concede the Baron.
And this is a 20-minute Baron, which is crazy to say because it feels like this game state does not feel like a 20-minute game. It feels like we're in 30, 40-minute territory.
I mean, there's 46k gold, 20 minutes in. You've got an 11k gold lead. Now you have the Baron. The LeBlanc actually took the Lich Bane. Still not bothering with the Magi's guy. No, I don't need to get Magi's. I don't need to get Rabadons yet.
Just get that Lich Bane in.
Ooh, one combo. Didn't even land the full Q onto the Janna and nearly killed that Janna. Now she comes right back across with her W, smacks Saratoga. Now they've opted for this kind of, we're going to push the lane state in here, and then they'll all rotate around the bottom and see if they can't get a team fight out of this fight here. Here they come on the last of the inhibs. Kaz goes in by herself, manages to chunk out two of them to where they can't even like stay with these towers on the bottom side. So the inhib falls. Now it's just two towers standing in your way. And they just keep the patience, keep up the pressure, tower damage, just wait for them to extend. See if they can't get a fight. This tower is almost down. Kobita lands on top. Down goes Slayer. The Mumu ultimate coming out. And now you have Kobita trying to get away. Now little Juice Pack able to kite away. And down goes another player. And now they're running out of bodies. Outrage is going to land the stun. Kazuha is going to land another follow-up stun. The damage is there if they want it. Kazuha just chunking away here on these players. Little Juice Pack gets a little too close there. I don't think he meant to do that. that'll be the end. And DYNT claiming summer split LXC 3-1 and
Season 1 champions.
season one champions. Well done to both teams. Royal Knights Gaming came out swinging. They fired the first blow, and then DYNT settled in, and they could just never deal with the outrage top and the Kobita bottom. Um, wow. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can go with that one. What do you what's your thoughts there, ZQ?
I absolutely love Kobita's played the series, landed so many amazing hooks, facilitated so many plays for the team. Uh, Even in times when they were behind bot lane, he was able to find those engages and kind of turn around these fights. There were some times where he did land hooks that maybe he shouldn't have landed those hooks onto those targets, but at the end of the day, you have to applaud his ability to kind of win lane for their bot lane here and set up so many of the kills throughout the series.
All right, so Kobita is the MVP of this finals matchup. DYNT taking that 3-1. Royal Knights Gaming, that last game kind of got a little out of range for him. The other games were a lot closer. That last game, that 10K gold lead, that LeBlanc was just so huge, able to just dominate and take down at will a lot of these targets. Exactly what you want the LeBlanc to do. Didn't even have to take the Magi's to do it. Just stayed with the standard kind of build setup, and yeah, just really solid all the way through. I thought, given the fact how controlling that first game was for Royal Knights Gaming, how they were able to play through Zaratoga, how he got the big lead with the Darius, and then Outrage just firing back every game afterwards and able to take control, dominating with the Trundle, and then coming out with the big man there in the end and able to just dominate with a Renekton. Played really well as well. But great games all around.
Yes, and GG to Royal Knights Gaming. They had an amazing series last week that I had the pleasure to cast. Best of fives came really close. Zaratoga was able to pop off during that series, and today at the finals, Zaratoga was able to pop off before they began shutting him down a little bit. And regardless, they put up a good fight. There was no moment where it felt like Royal Knights Gaming were outclassed or were in the wrong league. Royal Knights Gaming had some great plays. They were able to play really well together as a team, and I applaud them for coming in second place here uh, and almost winning here at the finals.
Yeah. Again, what can you say, man? Like the games were competitive all the way through. A lot of these they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. They didn't want to stop. They didn't. They just kept on through, even if they're down 4K gold, 3K gold, 5K gold, still throwing and swinging for the fences. And just at the end of the day, just DYNT just able to close us out off the back of Kobita, just absolutely being ridiculous with the hooks, the anchors, just everything coming out. I really thought the Royal Knights Gaming would adapt and maybe throw the Nautilus in there themselves rather than throwing these enchanters in to kept getting picked like that. But just not able to land and get control of some of these fights. But just insane. Like all the way through, these guys played really, really well. They played extremely up tempo. I thought we were going to get a slower tempo game. Honestly, I thought Dynasty was going to come out and just kind of like, we're not going to fight, we're not going to fight, we're going to scale, we're going to scale, we're just going to scale. But no, I was 100% wrong. They came out swinging for the fences and were able to take control after that devastating first loss. But uh, Kobita, our MVP, is going to join us. How you doing?
Yo,
How you feeling about these games?
uh, I don't know. I don't have a good like interview cool answer for it. It was kind of just business as usual.
Let's talk about your ridiculous Thresh and Nautilus cues, even the Moo cues. Like, it didn't seem like you were missing. I think at one point, Vish did the stats and said something like
I
you
was
landed
missing.
90%. You only missed like 3 out of like 30 something. It's ridiculous.
Where did he get that stat? Because that
I
doesn't sound real.
you were absolutely ridiculous on your hooks and your Fakers and your Qs tonight. I think they said you only missed like three of
Right, and I believe they pulled that off of the API, so it's pretty accurate. And that was
Okay.
after game.
them.
I
And then you had
definitely
like the one that you missed that was like the big whiff, but after that, I'm struggling to think of the ones you missed.
I definitely missed a lot in game one, so I don't know about that one.
Well, no, I don't think you missed in game one. I just don't think you're landing. Darius was the target that you wanted to pull in some of those
Yeah, I
in
was a
some of those
bit.
instances.
I'll be
That was a
honest.
little.
I was pretty tilted at our draft game one. They B1 Swain and then pick Darius, and I'm asking for range constantly, and then we draft Silas. So
You don't think the
it,
Silas was an option there?
I mean, yeah. So you see a Mumu, you see Sway, and you go, "Yeah, Silas is great here. My R button is fantastic." And then you remember that you're trying to play a melee champion into a Mumu's Darius and like Swain, and look, Pen's full of it. She just dies repeatedly. She shouldn't be playing that champion into that comp.
I thought it actually worked for the time being into like the Swain where they were like sustaining against each other and they couldn't really kill each other. But it just got to the point where you tried to send it in against a Darius and Darius just ran it over and just laughed at it.
Like, yeah, like the idea is that Silas becomes Swain, and we don't really need him to do that. We just need to not be next to Swain, and he's useless as the next two games showed. So
Yeah,
like,
I love the adaptation of countering it with the Azir and the Tristana to where the Swain becomes
yeah.
useless. And then you saw them going in. I like that you guys actually hovered the Swain in that last game for a second. Like, do you
Yeah,
seriously want to pick this again?
we were a little tired of seeing it. It's not a fun champion. It's really boring. It basically just forces you to play a poke comp, which is fine, but it's not
Not what you guys wanted.
after the third time you do it, it's sort of like there's 150 champions. Just try something else. And we
I
thought
thought
they
you
were
should have
gonna
played
pick
the
it again.
Viger
Ooh,
or
I mean, that's very fair. What do you have anything do you want to say to your opponents, to Royal Knights Gaming?
I know the rest of my team is salty that they didn't say GG, but someone just did, so I guess I don't know. Maybe it doesn't count anymore. But no, it was a fun series. Learn more than two champions in their solo lanes, and they're not bad. Their bot lane is pretty decent. So
That's high compliments right there. Pretty decent.
I don't know why y'all
well,
pulled me in here. Like,
it's all good. I mean, you there were some moments just the stuff you were landing was just disgusting to see you pull it like that one that you pulled on over the wall to end game 3 where you caught the Kaisa and just like pulled yourself over the wall and then lantern your ADC over the wall to just finish him off was just like ah man, I couldn't believe you actually not only held it and waited for Slayer to show up, but then landed the hook right after over the wall. It was just absolutely mind blowing.
well, I mean, it's really easy to play that when your Mumu doesn't take damage. Like, I don't have to throw that hook because like a Mumu's taking 30 damage per auto at like 8 million health. So like you can afford to play patient when the rest of your team is fed. So I think that's more him than it was me, honestly.
That's good. Very humble. That's not something we see a lot from league players these days. But I hope you're able to relish a bit in your victory. What are you planning to do with your prize money?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how much it is or what the plan is for that. So I haven't thought that far ahead. Probably DoorDash. I mean, I, that's the boring answer, but I'm
DoorDash, not even some skins or anything. You're just gonna DoorDash it? All right.
I don't need more skins.
Uh oh. Don't look at how much he spent in this
Is
game.
that yeah, yeah.
No, it's just that there's gonna be one I like the most, and I only need one skin per champion. So
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Thank you for hanging with us here for a few minutes there. Again, absolutely discussing cues across the board there. Enjoyed watching it. Shout out to Outrage there up top. I thought had a phenomenal comeback after getting slapped around the first game by that Darius, and then coming back. And I love the Trundle, but I'm a huge Trundle player. I absolutely can't tell you how much I love seeing that Trundle absolutely destroy that.
Yeah,
That made me laugh.
after that game 1, he asked us if we trusted him. We promptly told him no, and then he picked Trundle anyway. So,
I will
but it
say
worked. So
you need to make fun. You need to go back and watch it as a whole as a team and look at the first blood he gives to Olaf and go, bro, what were you doing? Why were you so deep in
oh,
that tower?
that's not unique to this series. That's just him as a player, person, human being, a whole 9 yards. I frequently wonder what he's doing and why. So it's that's pretty par for the course.
Fair enough. Fair enough. ZQ, anything else to ask Kobita here before we let him go for the long evening?
No, just congratulations on your win and congratulations winning MVP. We hope to see you again next season and land some more hooks for us.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, that's it for us for the summer split. I know folks have been asking about the winter dates. Soul and Vish will kind of get together and get all of that sorted. It has been a pleasure to cast with you this evening, ZQ. And again, to our followers, we will see you all in the random ARANs that will be coming up. And then again in winter split.
Baseline gonna make man shut up. Baby, it's whatever. All this